morning, everybody. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties and the neurological ones caused by my own brain. However, I'd like to introduce our fractal friend over here, Wyrd.
Hi. Hello? Is my audio coming through?
Huh?
I'm looking at the okay, now it's working, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a delay. I forgot there's a delay between us saying things and it showing up on the stream.
God.
I may be stupid. It's been a while since I've done this, okay? Chill.
Don't worry, because the stream was the stream was delayed because of my own neurological problems, so
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going ahead and making the little document that everybody's gonna see on stream. For stream today, if y'all want, you can suggest any of the items that you want to be added into the game, and me and Wyrd will basically talk out on whether or not we want to add that into the mod pack. And we'll design like a full, side quest around it. However, we're mostly going to be focusing on making the races and fleshing them out and all their abilities. So I'm going ahead and finishing that up just real quick. I'm just gonna copy everything that's not the story bits. Y'all won't be able to see those, by the way. No story bits for you, no spoilers.
Must wait until it is... I don't know. You gotta wait. We're boring like that.
God. It's taking so long to copy everything because I've got to go down. Is there a faster way to scroll down while copying?
Click your mouse wheel and then just pull down.
Okay,
I guess. I don't know. Or just Control N.
And one more thing, and I'm gonna get that showing on stream in just a sec. Yeah, so the hope for the stream, we're gonna be trying to play a little bit of the mod pack that I'm trying to put together. By the way, everything is going up right now. Just give me a second to pull it up. You just wanted to see yourself pop up on stream, didn't you?
No, I just literally forgot that I wasn't following. I just have it bookmarked.
Capture. Where is it? There we go. So here's our little mod pack thing, the little sheet we're gonna be working on. And I'm sending Wyrd the sign in.
Link received.
Actually, hold up. Give me a second. Hold up. I'm gonna make sure that I sent you the right one. I did not send you the right one.
Not.
God damn it. Why do I always do this? Editor. Copy link. You're on call with me. You don't have to text me. Oh.
Maybe I have a reason to do it that way.
That's why I blacked it out the second time around. I realized my mistake. Okay, there we go. Anyway, we're gonna be doing some modding, so we're gonna be doing this, and we've also got. Oh, I can't remember the link for it. Hold up. Where are you? With Science-Stone. What is the link for the Origin creator?
That's bing, bing, bing,
announcements. MGZ. Here we go. This is what we're gonna be using to create the different species. It's a very simple, straightforward web page that just helps us streamline the process. Without further ado, though, would you like to start, Weird?
What are we starting with?
Let's start with the machines. Just because that's the first one, is right at the top, and it's probably the simplest to make augments for. Oh, hold up. Give me. I'm gonna raise the volume just a bit then.
I don't know what it sounds like on stream. Okay. I only hear the call directly.
Does that sound just a bit better? Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be as close as I can get because it's already popping into the red too whenever I speak. So okay. We've got the machines being from I'm running this in Animager.
Yes.
Is there anything we want to add as the natural strength of the machines?
We had before they wanted to be what was it? We wanted resilience, some kind of tanking thing.
Yeah. So I have those listed under aspects of the stone itself.
Oh right, yeah. Let me look at the thing. Resistance tanking. Bulwark.
I don't know.
Bulwark.
Bulwark. Oh, that's what it's called. I don't know. I never heard that word before.
I haven't read enough high fantasy novels.
Shut up.
Bite me.
So as for strengths, we got writable, air not required, has natural armor, doesn't need to eat, and hands are strongest conventional weapons.
Which one?
For the machine. So
right. Let me. Where are those? Where are they? Am I missing them? Ah, here they are. I'm just blind. I scrolled past them. Okay. If they can't use conventional tools, they should probably also have some baseline like mining strength for their hand, for like the hand. Yeah, like honestly, making them equivalent to stone or maybe iron tools wouldn't be bad. Stone would be stone would be fine. Iron would be something we'd have to test. I mean,
I would say iron to begin with.
Yeah, and that gives you a good jump start just to get to baseline for making your custom shit.
Yeah. I'm also thinking for the server itself. This is not for the mod pack, but for the server itself, I'm thinking we probably won't have anything mining wise or like, you know, anything created by the player within the first 5,000 blocks, but everything after that can be created by the player.
Yeah, normal like spawn protection shit. Yeah.
Well, not just spawn protection, but protecting all the quest and all too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which means like the first 5,000 blocks in
Um,
each direction, we're probably going to completely protect for any future
yeah,
quests.
yeah. The subset of not needing to eat was using minerals and other materials to just repair health. Was it repairing health directly? I think because they
Repair
don't
health
have
directly,
on them.
yeah. Repair
Yeah,
materials to repair health directly, and fuel to replace hunger.
and I just add like a note. Are you doing that? Okay. Natural armor, air not required. Yeah, yeah. Not needing air is a very good thing to have when you sink.
Yeah. So basically, all we're gonna be really doing is working on the mod pack itself. If you want like a specific item in the mod pack, you can just go ahead and suggest it. We're gonna have like legacy items listed down here, so anybody who wants to add specific items can. I'm gonna add that as an actual header too.
So we're working on the. Are we doing the bait? We're doing the baseline races right now. Are we trying to add the extra pieces right now, or just doing baseline and we'll get all those done before?
I think we should do baseline first. It's gonna help us flesh out what each race is good at, and then we can basically just go ahead and add different subsets for each one of the races, so it doesn't have too much overlap.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to the stream.
Looking at the, are we moving on from the traits? Do you think we're good there, or I think these look pretty solid.
Yeah, machine was always the best fleshed out one. To be fair, it's very
I mean,
easy.
It's a pretty direct setup.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
That's
abbreviate fair. And yeah, they don't need to be two distinct bullets.
Okay. So we're talking about activating an actual ultimate skill as well, right?
Changing this over and having the ritual to provide the augmentation.
Yeah. Well, it's still probably gonna be active. I'm gonna keep it under ultimate just so we know which button you need to activate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's their ritual effect though. Yeah. The abilities, I like the idea of, I mean, this is just something from a lot of games. You have the active ability, some passive effect, and then the big splashy ultimate effect, which is kind of what you have here. You have it listed as alternative, but I mean,
alternative
I guess that would be for,
so there's only two buttons.
The key binding. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only two buttons for origins, which basically means we're looking for either the regular button or the ultimate button. And for alternative, we're looking for them to be shifting while they press the regular.
Yeah. The knockback I kind of like.
I feel like
I like the effect. We need to play with the numbers of it a little bit. 90 seconds feels really long for just knockback.
We could possibly lower it down to 30 for right now.
30 feels much better, yeah. With a multiplier like 3 times, that's much better, yeah. Extra inventory space, yeah.
We are also talking about when it hits the entity themselves, it does 3 times. Whenever it hits the block, it's doing all around it.
Yeah, I think 30 seconds is much better than 90.
Yeah.
Because it's not like extra damage, really. It's just give me a minute.
We could possibly make the ultimate for the ultimate skill for the machine something like overheating.
Overheating or like the overclock that I mentioned before?
Maybe like something like heat exhaust.
Almost like a fire breath or something?
Maybe? I don't know. I don't think fire breath would be the best fit.
Yeah.
Maybe sort of just like things in the range of it catch fire.
Maybe. It could be interesting as an upgrade to give like haste or some other positive effect, and then augment the normal ability. Like basically, overclock gives you like haste and speed, and gives you fire aspect or something on your weaponry. Like ignites things when you hit them. That could be pretty. That's pretty solid, honestly.
Okay, so we're
Basically,
thinking.
just a stat. Just makes a stat monster.
So
The sunlight
what do we
yellow
call that?
overdrive.
Huh?
The sunlight yellow overdrive.
Maybe.
You barely paid attention in part one, so I doubt you remember what that's from.
Oh, okay. It's not that I didn't pay attention in part one. It's the fact that y'all watched it without me, and I
I
have to
thought
go
you.
back and watch it by myself.
Oh, I could have sworn you were there.
No, I was here for part two.
Oh, my bad.
Because I got to meet the guy who did the chariot thing in the Coliseum.
Yeah, he might have had overdrives. I don't think he did overdrives. I think he just had a Tommy gun for no reason. Pulled a Tommy gun out of his left butt cheek.
Oh my god. I want to try my best not to do guns. I'm fine with
Yeah,
fantasy
okay.
stuff, but I like avoiding guns in all games.
That's kind of a cool name. Redline Overdrive. Or even just Redline.
Yeah.
I think Redline's perfect.
And we're talking about making it to where it adds fire aspect to its fist.
Yeah. I do like speed and haste, and damaging mobs sets them on fire. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
We can tune numbers there differently.
Okay. I'm gonna reword this because we've rethought about how we want to do this. There we go. Are we still thinking mechanical break is a good downside for
Again,
misusing
I
force
like
swap?
it's kind of nothing. It's kind of a nothing, honestly, because it's only going to happen if you do something that is very clearly not what you're supposed to do. So it's fine to have, but you don't really need it either.
I think it'd be nice to code in just for the fact that basically it's something nobody is ever gonna see, but it prevents people from just spamming abilities.
Yes. Oh, it's fine.
Okay. Is this all we want to put on
That's,
the base machine then?
I think that's pretty solid. Yeah.
Okay. Down to Voidborn. Belongs to Ficalius. Creatures left in the projects of a failed god. Um, Creatures born in the darkness only know Ficalius. Strengths. Farther reach, don't need air. Lower gravity, need less food. Um, is there any other
mean,
strengths? Maybe like
we
Nest.
have them being kind of machine based. They're kind of like steampunk medieval. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there'd be anything
Yeah.
there that we could pull from. Um, you could, instead of it being needing less food, like they gain extra food from certain things and less from others, that to kind of lean into an aristocratic flair. Like if it's expensive food, they get double hunger, and if it's not, they get half hunger, kind of thing.
So,
Um,
better food, better qualities.
yeah, or maybe they get extra effects from foods. There's some stuff we could play with there, leaning in towards like European noble flavoring.
I mean, we can also add like certain dietary restrictions to
Yeah,
the
basically.
mobs.
That's
Like
basically that's what I mean. Like give them stuff that's worse off, or give them weird things.
maybe they
No, I think that should be for something else. Okay,
maybe they can't
we'll
eat
come
like
back.
very simple foods like breads or apples.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like very basic, like bread, normal foods that don't require any, like, you know. Um, I think the things they can't eat would probably be in a weakness.
Oh, right.
Give extra effects for fancy foods and like a slight penalty for normal ass foods. Like if you eat a golden carrot, ooh, you're good. If you eat just a normal apple, ugh, what is this, peasant food?
So simple foods give negative effects.
Maybe negative effects, maybe just less hunger. But yeah, they're worse. Hmm. Man.
I do
The
feel like they need a bit more weaknesses.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
damage from water, simple food,
yeah,
damage from water, drawbacks to basic foods. Um,
that is already a huge amount of weaknesses.
yeah, they look small on paper, but that's a lot. Um, this one's kind of weird because they're kind of just normal creatures defined by being slightly off from human and existing else. Like most of their power comes from technology in the lore.
That's
Um,
fair. Uh,
the hmm, I like the hone blade, the initial ability. That seems pretty good. Um, Depending on the numbers, we'd play with numbers on that one again.
yeah,
Uh, the charge in feels more like a forgotten trait than a voidborn one.
yeah. I was trying to think of a skill that would pair
Um,
well with their risk reward stat.
therefore destruction. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which means they get a
Um,
lot of risk reward to them.
if we go for the passive trait, um, if we go for have an active and a passive, we could do something like tools are more effective but lose durability faster. Maybe that kind of slots in to like
Maybe.
burning the midnight oil kind of sense. Like they're just trying to get everything done, stay alive. It kind of leads to the desperation of their homeworld as well. I kind of like that. I'm desperate measures might be desperate measures or midnight oil or something like that. I think would be good.
I think desperate measures fits a bit
Or
more
if
with
you
what you
want to be
described.
alliterative, midnight measures, which also sounds good.
I could do midnight measures.
Midnight measures. Uh, which if we go for the more passive ability would be like
Yeah. So yeah, just gonna be activated whenever they shift. I was mostly trying to take in. If that's the case, though, if we're removing that, do you want to make Home Blade, um, more of a risk reward type ability then?
um if we're going for that, you could have Homeblade be I'm trying to think. Because the easy way to do it would have it be symmetric. Like you deal additional damage and you take additional damage. Like or like a reckless attack kind of thing from 5e. Um Gaining some benefit while gaining the equal basically you get something while your opponents also get the same thing.
Hmm. I think I can do that. That should fit in perfectly fine for right now.
Um that's the easiest one I can think of just being reckless with attacking. Can't really. Kind of weird because we have the aesthetic of these people is very different from what the mechanical representation feels right
Yeah.
to do, you know?
I'm thinking, okay, if we're doing the take additional damage when hit, I'm thinking we keep that as a flat rate, but for every hit they can do in quick
Yeah,
succession.
that I think that's fine. Um, you take extra damage while it's active, but you gain stacking damage bonuses. I think that's fine. Yeah.
I'm gonna move myself just a little bit to the right and down so chat's a bit easier to see on stream.
Let's
Mm,
see.
there we go.
What would their ultimate be? Was this which was the one that you had mentioned, like summoning some pillar or something? Was it this one? Was it Voidborn?
Yeah.
I think that's actually pretty good, giving them some kind of machine or something that they or machine or some advantage they conjure forth to work from. I think that's pretty good. And that works as well with the hone blade, that they would be able to just keep the damage going while mitigating the damage they take.
Yeah.
Um
That's a bit better.
is it is it
So,
possible to have the ultimate also activate the effect
what
of
do you
home
mean?
blade? Like it
Uh,
automatically just triggers that ability. If it's possible, I'd say we do that. If not, then it's fine. Still just having the pillar.
I don't know if I can make it activated, but we can always put the ability to take less time than the ultimate, regardless.
Yeah,
So someone can just activate Hone Blade and make that into a technique.
yeah. I feel like having the ultimate and stuff synergize here, that feels right for
Yeah.
them specific for the Voidborn specifically, that they would have trained techniques that do stuff like this. Yeah, I like that.
So are we going back with the temporary obsidian tower then?
I think that's a good start. Yeah, some conjuring something that allows them a advantageous position.
Yeah.
What would we call it? I want to just call it like Bones of the Earth, but that doesn't feel quite right for Voidborn.
Yeah. I feel like in some way it should reference the original pillars. Maybe something more along the lines of maybe the ancient one's technique or something like that.
Darkness bites the sky.
Maybe
That kind of fits. It feels a bit more dramatic than what it actually does, but
the crystal pedestal.
maybe that's good for now. I feel like that we could do something with like skyscrapers or something like that to kind of invoke their steampunk-esque shit, but I think crystalline pillar is fun, or
Actually,
altar or
you know
whatever
what?
it
I've
was.
got another weakness we can actually add. Unable to wield not bulls. Unable to wield bows.
What about Blackstone altar?
I like
That
that
sounds pretty
one.
good. That works.
I'm gonna put unable to wield bows and their weaknesses as well. It does mean that they're gonna have to use melee for that ability too. And it sort of helps with their further reach. Sort of takes the place.
Do we give? Do we want to give them any extra effects, or just like it gets you out of the way of things and gives you increased melee range? I think that's pretty good. The only thing I would maybe do is giving them some way of like anchoring to that, but otherwise I think this is fine.
Maybe giving them increased knockback resistance and slowness.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I knew there was a term. I think that's perfect, honestly. Getting
Yeah.
the high ground, extra melee range, and knockback resist to stay up there.
Yeah, but giving them slowness also means that they're trapped up there as well until their ability wears off.
Yeah.
What should we call the upgrade material and the tool that Voidborn are gonna
It's
use?
adapt catalyst, maybe?
So
That kind of
catalyst
works.
in your offhand. What's in your main hand? Maybe a
If it's
ritual tome.
adaptation, maybe. Um, hmm. We can call it a tome for now. Yeah. If we want to go more like scientific stuff on here, we could maybe give it like a injector or something. But I think tome is fine for now. Yeah. The sprites have like nothing. Okay.
We know that we're gonna give them temporary flight.
Yes.
Stop telling me
Is
to
it
change it to
flight
time.
or glide?
Glide. I feel like glide is a better idea. We could also give them the
It's an
ability.
Elytra flight.
We can also give them the ability to climb walls too.
I think these feel like they would maybe have a reduced hit point pool in exchange for the higher regeneration.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the ability to climb walls. Which will
Do we
help.
want to just give them passively enhanced regeneration, or should that be like their
I feel
one
like
of their abilities?
I feel like they should have passively enhanced regeneration.
Okay.
Maybe we can make it to where it's only enabled in Verum.
Either have it be reactive or limit its applicability, yeah. Or like reduce it in some way.
Yeah.
I don't think they should ever have full like worse regen than normal, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add like a sub bullet here.
Okay, so we have them able to climb walls. Limited leisure flight / glide.
Let's see. The enhanced regeneration. Anything else we have for him? I think that's about it for the
we
passive.
can put shorter reach range since they're smaller.
Yeah. Slightly reduced range. You could just give them flat reduced attack damage overall. I don't know. That might be something we test around and play with.
Do we want to make it to where they can't hold anything higher than a wooden sword?
No.
Like it basically would incentivize them to go look for the more unique weapons instead of using Minecraft space weapons.
Okay. Put that down with the question mark, because that'll depend on what is around there. On what's like in possibility. Let's think. I think that's a pretty solid set of passives to evoke what we were going for earlier.
Yeah.
The abilities. These are pretty solid already for what we had before. the one thing would be the void pool. So far, it's been an active and a passive, which is, I mean, still kind of what this is. Being able to use your alternative ability to boost plant growth while you're near them. Yeah. I think that's honestly fine. The only thing I might change about Cocktail of Magic is adding like inverse, like some negative effects into the pool that either it's fully random and just pulls from these things, so you might buff your enemy, or debuff your ally on accident, or it adds some check between the two if it's possible. Yeah.
Bucket says, do you think it would be interesting to add limited Featherfall to splice with the Elytra stuff?
I think that might even be better than just doing flat Elytra gliding.
Okay,
yeah.
So not Featherfall, but Slow Fall.
Slow Fall, yeah. Slow falling might be good. Yeah. They have some method of controlling their descent. They can fall with style in some way. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. I'm
gonna put suggested by Bucket right next to it.
Okay.
So we can give credit to where credit's due.
Yeah, that's a good.
Bucket also says you could have a point where it can upgrade into some Elytra stuff, but based on feather falling. So
slow fall with Elytra is actually insane late game. So even just having it always be slow falling once you get an Elytra gives you obscene. It's basically full creative flight with how far you can go.
I mean, there is also only going to be one end portal in the entire map as well.
Yeah.
But basically, I think what he's saying is that we can add the Elytra onto one of these other skills.
That could work, yeah. What should the ultimate be? I almost feel like we should juice the main attack and switch that to the ultimate to have it just be like a big ball of potion effects you can throw at an ally or an enemy and it'll buff or debuff them correspondingly, and have something else for I don't know. I really just like them being fucked up potion machines. Honestly. I don't know. What should we do for the ultimate? We had an idea at some point before we switched to this version of the races with doing the transferring effects, which could be interesting here still, but they seem to be much more oriented on positive, so it would be kind of different. Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, that's cursed. Bucket, you gotta realize that's cursed as hell, though.
I like the idea of them being walking, like, mixology machine, just an absolute walking disaster of chemicals and nonsense. And I dropped a thing.
Wait, have you seen Bucket's comment yet?
Yes, I have the chat open in another window. I can see it. Just a walking version of the Fairy Godmother's factory. Here's an idea. If we kind of change this around a bit, put Cocktail of Magic towards their ultimate and have the quick skill give them some kind of buff or flat damage based on how many potion effects are active, maybe?
Hold up. Say that again?
So take Cocktail of Magic, give that some buff to make it worthy of being ultimate, and then their quick skill is some kind of extra buff or flat damage skill they can use based on how many potion effects are active on them.
Yeah, I can do that. Hold up.
I kind of like that.
Why is that moved down?
I don't know.
There. There we go.
I'm tempted to call it walking disaster, but I think that's not quite fitting.
What do you mean by mix them with a potion stand kind of thing?
Like just have a brewing stand in the base inventory?
I don't
I
know.
mean, that could be their alternate skill is having access to a brewing stand or something, or giving some passive boost to brewing stands, but
Do you want to make their passives their alternate then? Or like one of their passives the alternate instead?
That's kind of what we've been doing, is having the alternate be some toggleable passive. Or like secondary effect.
Well, like, I mean specifically the one that I have as the alternate right now. Do you want to move that up to like passive strengths?
I think that'd be fine if just plants around them grow faster. That's not very strong.
Okay, I'm going to put that up here. So release fertile air. Growing plants faster.
Hmm.
And then we can remove one with the roots. What do you mean sounds goofy? I like the name. Fertile air doesn't sound goofy, does it? Weird?
Not as goofy as you probably think it is.
No, Bucket's making fun of me in chat.
The way you're saying it sounds goofy just because you say fertile weird. You say a lot of words weird.
Shut up. It's not weird.
No, I'm weird.
It's the... Oh, I hate you.
Yeah, that's my job.
No. Fertile is the way to say it. It's the normal way.
Both correct.
Why do y'all do this? First you and Abyssius. And Rose does it sometimes now.
That's actually a pretty solid name for having some offensive thing based on your potion effects.
We don't want to make them too offensive. Yeah, we don't want to make them too offensive, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is why this is based around having the potion effects.
Hold on. Bucket, you are not doing this. You are not doing this.
He uses the British pronunciation for half the words. How do you say those bugs that come out every 13 years and make a lot of noise?
It's a cicada.
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 How do you say the title for Jesus's followers?
Okay, first of all, I had never heard anyone say that out loud, but I said apostle.
Apostle.
There's a T. Why is there a T then? What do you mean? No, I am not.
Why is there an E and an A and T?
Oh, shut up. Why are y'all bullying me so much?
Because it's funny.
Oh. I gotta make some more purple in a little while, too, whenever we go on break.
Stop calling it that.
I like calling it that. Y'all agree with me, right? Purple is a good name for a drink.
What about that? Putting some negative potion effect on the target, and then it gets stronger the more potion effects you have on you.
Funny you say that, Bucket. That's exactly what Weird said in the car.
She's a Voidborn. What can I say?
Shut up.
What do you think? What do you think of that though?
Look,
As
I'm
just like
not.
a baseline.
I like it, but I am not a Voidborn. Voidborn have very pale skin, and they wear purple a lot, and
Do you want to keep talking?
no, no,
Pale
Abyssus,
skin,
no.
wear purple. We call you fucking Daphne. What are you? What are you on about?
Okay, we've got our first suggestion. We got our first suggestion for legacy item. And it's Abyssus, of course. The Wabbajack. Do we think we can make it a balanced item in this world?
I mean, it wasn't balanced in Skyrim because it was bad.
Do you think then, as a
it could be
an
easy,
event special,
oh,
item?
Yeah, they could pretty easily. You could have all sorts of dumb stuff. Also, what do you think of their passive ability, like their secondary ability, just being getting access to a brewing stand? Like they just carry one around with them, basically.
I can work with that. I'm not sure if I can get the brewing stand GUI, but they may have something that works like a brewing stand.
Or just like have some inventory, you put the ingredients in, and it gives you the potion. Or some method of getting potion effects onto them without having to carry around a full alchemist kit. I also currently have it called Moonshiner because I couldn't think of anything else.
Okay. Do you want to just put
I like that.
Do you
also
want
currently. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you want to put off working on legacy items until about the last hour or two of the stream? So that way we could just
sure.
walk through and decide what we're gonna make the side quest like.
Yeah, just put the suggestions down and we can work out once we've gotten through some more of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I also like how currently the titles all kind of lean into alcoholic, like mixology stuff.
Alchemixer is a name suggested by Bucket.
For like the brewing stand passive?
Yeah, instead of Moonshiner. Oh no.
I think Alchemaxer all sounds funnier.
It sounds like
some gym bro thing.
You said what was the name?
For what? Huh?
What was the name that you wanted to go with? That sounds like a gym bro thing.
Alchemaxer.
No. No.
Backpack Brewery. Oh, that's workable.
Yeah. It sounds passive enough anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put like inventory.
Yeah. Some method of crafting potions or getting potion effects onto you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Cocktail of magic, incense blend. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Sweet.
Okay. Next one we're going with. The Forgotten. Which have no strengths and no weaknesses at the moment.
I feel like the easiest weakness to give them is just meat. That's all they can eat is just meat. Carnivorous.
I don't know if I spelled that right.
Close enough.
Carnivorous and like weaker in the daylight.
they're like undead, basically undead shock troops for the Voidborn, aren't they?
I'm gonna put Purifying Light. Actually, because that may
Including,
also
like soul torches and shit.
yeah, like soul torches, but not regular torches, maybe.
Yeah. They're meant to be the undead shock troops, right? For Voidborn.
You said undead what?
Shock troopers. They're just there to be thrown in the line of fire, and hopefully they kill things.
They're basically just embodiment of the plague of Physalia.
Yeah. Okay, so we wanted to give them like
I'm not sure if Bucket's referring
potion
to
effects a strength or a weakness.
I would put it under both, actually.
Okay.
I think it's much easier to make poison than it is to make health.
Yeah, I think it is. What would undeath be represented by? I feel like maybe they would have. Oh, they were the ones.
Maybe
were they the ones who were vampiric.
Yeah, they were vampiric. Maybe even Totem of Undying as a natural ability. Maybe like they can die the first time around, and
maybe make that their ultimate. Like that's the trigger for their. That would be kind of interesting if their ultimate wasn't something they could do. Like it just gave them a Totem of Undying effect once, and or fucking what's the guy?
We could make it to where the ultimate will activate a Totem of Undying effect, and if they are killed within the next like 10, maybe 20 seconds.
Scion from fucking League of Legends. After being killed, temporarily reanimate with rapidly decaying health. Attacks become rapid, heal, and deal bonus damage based on target's max health.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly pretty cool if they would just, they would die, they don't, and you get a burst of damage, and if you get a burst of shit to go do things, and if you manage to survive long enough, you stay alive.
Yeah, I'm thinking we could probably make it to where, Bucket says having a large cooldown might be good on something like that.
It would definitely need a huge cooldown.
But I'm thinking we could probably make it to where it gives them the Totem of Undying for like maybe 30 seconds. And if they are killed within that 30 seconds, they basically get reanimated.
We could either have it be activate and you get a window of resurrection, or full passive. When you die, you get the thing and does other stuff.
I think window.
Okay.
Because it basically puts more skill into actually activating that ultimate. Instead of just like, oh hey, I can trust myself not to die because I can resurrect. I'm thinking for the server, we're probably also going to have keep inventory, which will probably prevent a lot of lost items and a lot of people looting unique items as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going to have backpacks. Ridiculously expensive backpacks, but backpacks nonetheless that allow people to store their unique items.
The important thing to note about with Totem of Undying, it normally gives you regeneration, which would have you taking damage in this with their inverted potion effects.
I think I should be able to just give them the effect.
Okay. So like adjusted for
that could work, but that's evil.
Just keeping your hotbar basically. That would be interesting. I don't know if there's probably a mod for that.
Yeah. But it could mean that we can basically just use the backpack as the inventory as well. Which will
Hand of the Dead as their quick ability seems quite strong. I know they're instant 1-hit kills. If you want to go more towards the Plaguebringer thing, have them summon like silverfish or endermites or something. Just annoying little shits that fucking swarm the battlefield.
Okay, so like similar to their original ability.
Similar, but it's less powerful entities.
Well, no. Their original ability back before we did the whole rewrite thing was that they were akin to endermites and silverfish and could summon them. because I really
Gotcha, okay.
leaned really
If
hard
we're
into the
yeah,
plague
I think if
bringer.
we're going towards them being a representation of the plague of corrosion, that's pretty good. Having them summon endermites or silverfish or something, because both of those have ties to the end.
Bucket's suggesting troop instead, like just a single troop at a
Yeah, I
time.
mean it should be like fucking conjure animals. You can either do one big thing or oh god no, not Vex.
No, we don't want to do Vex. I don't want to deal with Vexes. They are such a pain in the ass.
But yeah, you do a couple bigger things like zombies and skeletons and stuff. Probably skeletons would be the best one because then they can do something without. Because if you're doing zombies, they get into melee range, they die instantly. Probably don't even get a hit off.
Yeah.
Oh god, no, not
No!
charged troopers.
Bucket! What is wrong with you?
If you do like silverfish and stuff, you could probably even give them full or half health, and summon 5 or 6 of them pretty easily.
Also, hello all the new people. I'm gonna do a quick refresher on the legacy items because I'm not sure if everybody who was here has heard. But to all the new people, if you want, we are working on a mod pack right now. And you can suggest items. We will add them as legacy items that you can get through side quests or special events. In the case of Vicious, wanting to add the freaking Wabbajack staff from Skyrim. But you can suggest them, and me and Vince, towards the end of the stream, we will talk about basically how we want to add that as an item if we think we can balance it and add a side quest for it. Okay, where were we? We're forgotten. Oh, Bucket's got an idea. Bucket? What you got?
What you got?
A gravity hammer.
Go ahead and throw that in the thing. We might have something like that already that we can't talk about.
I'm going to toss it in. It's possible we can make it work separately.
Yeah. We'll see. Okay. Dead. I don't know what we would do for the kind of more passive effect as their alternate ability. Because we've done the tools take more damage. Could maybe do like increased hunger drain or some passive drain on your resources to give you a boost. Maybe.
Okay, just don't accidentally burn.
Or explode if you're using a pressure cooker.
Okay, but explosions are cool. I'm gonna be banned from the pressure cooker now, aren't I?
Yes.
Please don't ban me. I like cooking rice.
Okay. An idea which could be cool, but would also probably suck to play with someone who's using it constantly, would be like siphoning health or hunger from people around you to bolster yourself. Which kind of is interesting, but wonky. Because I feel like the easier way would be to do it, drain their stuff to buff people around them, which fits with the kind of We Are Legion thing we've got going, but feels too altruistic for an entity of the collapse.
Yeah. I'm thinking it'd be easier to pull in things from that. So maybe they could pull in effects from surrounding entities.
Maybe something like you can turn it on, and instead of you get attack damage, you pull something else away from entities instead of vampiric healing. So you basically turn off your healing in exchange to get some other benefit, maybe. I don't know if that's workable, though. I don't know if we can do that.
I I mean, okay, they don't have natural regeneration anyway with the vampiric thing.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying you turn off the vampiric damage in order for them to get some other bonus. So basically, they stop healing and get juiced. That might be better for their quick ability. I don't know.
Maybe we can always come back to it. Their alternatives aren't even necessary. To be fair, they're just
Yeah.
there as an option.
We wanted them to have increased base attack damage.
Yeah.
That might be what we do. Have the maybe switch Hand of the Dead over towards their alternative, make it a little more like they can activate it to turn mobs around them.
Yeah, maybe as long as they're sneaking for once every 10 seconds or something, they can summon a new silverfish.
Either that or have them like convert undead around them to their side, maybe.
Maybe.
Or taking a certain amount of damage in a certain window spawn something. I have an idea. Let me see what you think.
Yeah. God. Bucket suggests there should be a limit on it. Maybe convert the nearest 5 entities? Hey, look! Dumb minds think alike. Ugh. Abyss has suggested another item. The head of, Herobrine.
Something like that.
So there's going to be
where
hold up. I'm going to explain how things are going to work in the mod pack. So there is going to be a normal skill tree.
Oh god. There we go.
So you'll be able to pick up your species and then change your species into one of the subspecies using the correct items that you need to gather and create. But there will also be a regular thing that will be overall helpful for players. So maybe things like increased health pools, faster mining speed, stuff like that. Stronger attacks will definitely be a plus, especially if we're adding custom-made bosses. Because with much more bosses, that means we have much more variation in how much health pool they have. For the species themselves, no. There will be the ability to change into one of the subspecies, but there's no skill tree specifically for the species. There'll just be one that's available for all players. We're going to be using pufferfish to complete that. So basically, you get the option to choose from Origin. So, okay, the skill tree you're going to be choosing from pufferfish will be based on quest and things that you do in the world. So we can base it off of, we can have a little command that allows us to add in, like, you get a point or two from this quest or that quest. But we can also make it to where it says, hey, we've noticed you've hit with a sword so many times, you get a point. We noticed you mined this many blocks, you get a point. So those will be more passive skill trees. Something you can't farm. We don't want them to be farmable. It's just things that happen as you work through the story. If we get the mod pack to a good point, we are gonna probably put a thing in the Discord for playtesters. Just so we have a good idea. Anyway, Weird, back to you.
Hang on. Okay. So this is, I like that better. Okay. I'm trying to think. I think some kind of rampage skill would be good. Some way to force the fantasy of their eternal fucking army. Now that I've done this, I'm feeling it might be better to switch them around. Having Legion be the thing you can activate off a cooldown, and then Ravenous triggers after you kill a certain number of things in a certain amount of time or something.
Maybe. Yeah, actually, yeah,
I think
that would be
these three
better.
are a good baseline to work from.
Yeah, because Ravenous seems much more passive than the other.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to move
that. Also, in that case, what do we think is the positive to Fiendish Bane? What do we want them to use to upgrade? Do we think that... I mean, they're based off of plagues.
If you want to go very visceral with the hunger aspect, call it a morsel. As though they have to eat some fundamental aspect of what they're trying to become.
Okay. Morsel, while holding...
Maybe no, I meant that's what they need to be holding is the morsel.
Oh.
What would it be called? Feed the void. That's a good one, I think. I totally didn't steal that from Destiny wholesale.
Oh my god. I do need to talk to you.
The aspect that grants you Devour.
So, question. Because Vicious brought this up to me the other day. Did you get the names for the aspects of the stone from Honkai? Is that where it came from?
I think one of them. There were a couple.
Erudition, Preservation, and Destruction are all
Erudition. That one was actually coincidence. Preservation, Destruction, I pulled directly. Enigmata, I forgot about until after I'd suggested it.
Enigmata is also in there?
Yes, it's not a playable one, but it is one.
Oh my god.
Yes, they're very good words.
You're trying to make my mod pack Honkai.
No, I'm not. They're just very good words.
They are good words.
Erudition and Enigmata are just cool words that I knew of, and they were in my more recent memory, and I forgot that they were a thing until after I'd suggested them.
Okay,
what would they eat?
What is their tool? Or wait, is the morsel the tool?
The morsel's the thing that they consume.
Okay.
Not Genshin, Star Rail. I will never play Genshin.
Genshin's good.
Sure. It's not a turn-based RPG, therefore it's worse.
Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah, fight me. Brian, what's his name? Brian David Gilbert is in Star Rail.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He has like a one-off line with a random extra character.
Still no promises.
Rules
we could make
made to be broken.
We could make so we're doing the Forgotten. We could make it much more visceral and use them
in their offhand and then just an empty main hand. It might be good.
No, I don't want to make it an empty hand. Well, that means that if they happen to have an empty main hand when they activate the normal ultimate, then it will punish them. That's why I'm putting specified tools.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
Because basically, how it's gonna work is it's gonna look and see if that tool is being held in their hand.
And then if it is, it checks the offhand. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
I'm thinking if we want to make it more visceral, we can possibly make it a knife. Like they cut off a part of them and use that morsel to repair it.
yeah, I think that's some kind of utensil for eating.
I'm gonna call it the sacrificial blade.
You could call it a mess kit because that also leans into the military aspect.
A what?
A mess kit. It's like
Uh,
a plate, like your dining set that
I
you would
don't
use in
feel.
the
I don't
military
feel like that's.
campaign.
I don't feel like
It's
that's
not quite
right.
as magical, but they're very like low magic.
You know, we'll put it there for right
Angry.
now.
It's a placeholder. It works.
It should be done with a little fork.
And a tasting fork. Oh God.
Oh God. Actually, that does kind of feed into the idea, though. Like they consume the morsel.
Yeah.
Maybe less like a tasting fork and more like something scavenged.
What's the fucking? What's the thing you use to like roast a fire? Roast a hot dog over a fire. There's a name for them. A
Uh,
skewer?
yeah,
No.
scavenged
Is it just a
skewer.
skewer? Sure. Now that we've leaned into like very simplistic, fiendish bane almost feels too simple. Or not, it feels more high fantasy, like feed the void, servitude eternal, ravenous, legion, fiendish bane.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we are not. Are you asking us to make that the item used for the thing, or are you wanting that added as a thing I have to add to the legacy items?
There we go. Lean into hunger. I mean, a giant gold fork knife could just be a fucking weird shovel thing. The Seekers.
You know what? I'm just gonna fucking copy your name, so I don't have to do this every time you suggest an item. Because we all know that you're gonna be the one that suggests the most. Mister, I have 20 to 40 items on top of my head. Okay, where are we now? Are we down towards
Your
Seekers?
fucking Sine Waves musical tangents album just stuck in my head now.
Oh my god. What are
It's
we thinking
good.
for
They're bangers.
Seekers? Since they're gonna be more
We were
human-like.
talking about giving them strengths based on enchantment or experience levels, right?
Yeah, more enchantments equals better strength.
Honestly, we could give them just passive enhanced experience gain as well.
We could make it to where positive effects don't work on them, since the enchantments do.
What do you mean positive effects? Like potions?
Like, they can't receive regen or healing from potions, they have to receive it through enchantments.
We could do that if and only if we have enchantments that provide equivalent effects or something like that.
Well, no, because we could always make it to where, like, the thing notices if you're having a specific enchantment on your gear. And it does a lower passive, but over time.
I'll put that in there with the thing.
Like reduced passive enchanted potion effects.
I'm gonna put that down as a tentative. It was increased XP. Did we want just passive enhanced enchantment effects on them?
Give me a sec. I'm gonna look. Glowing. Right, we want them to be able to trade for less, too.
Yes.
More than likely, it's not. We are gonna put villager trade discounts in there, but more than likely, it's also gonna have to be detected by NPCs as well. That will be have to be detecting who the seekers are. Um, we were talking about giving them like special effects on the on their enchanted gear, right? Like maybe if they're
Yeah,
wearing,
I put increased enchantment effects. We can kind of either give that there's
yeah,
secondary effects for some enchantments, or they just are juiced.
got it.
Weaknesses. Weaknesses.
Also, hello, new person.
I think since we're leaning hard into them being very uh, into like having magic around them, maybe reduce what they can do without magic, like unenchant can't use. Oh no, not can't use unenchanted. Hmm.
Hmm. Maybe maybe give them a thing where they don't want to use broken items or like close to broken. So like the item has to have better upkeep.
Like tool effectiveness decreases as durability lowers.
Possibly. So like it
Okay.
gives them a better sense of preservation of them. That's probably the wrong word because that invokes the wrong feeling. A better sense of wanting to keep them.
Yeah, and encourages stuff like mending and unbreaking, which are enchantments.
Bucky wants them to have the ability to remove curses. We are going to have full control, by the way, on the server.
Yeah. There's a different. I mean, we were talking about the rumors caring about using curses too, so it might be good to have some way of getting rid of them.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe add something like can remove curses with grind. We'll work on it. We'll think on it.
Maybe we can
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
on what Bucket is thinking, maybe the ability to remove any items, enchantments onto a book. It removes
I
all
feel
the
like that would
enchantments.
probably be one of their abilities. We'll think.
Right. Craftable enchantments.
Yes, that was one of their things. That might be something we want to put into one of their abilities. Honestly, giving them like their secondary
I
ability.
think
They
we
dump
should,
a
yeah,
book and then the corresponding materials in, and it puts it on, kind of thing. That works for a starter example. Let's think. Also, single out players with weak gear.
I didn't have an idea at the time, okay?
Yeah. And do we still want to keep the passive like damage bonus to glowing targets? Or should we move that to like their main ability? Like it applies glowing and stuff. They have stuff that they make glowing takes increased damage.
Maybe have their ultimate cause things to start glowing, and then their quick ability is dealing extra damage to things that are glowing.
Or like scales off of stuff that's glow. Okay.
Yeah, because glowing can be activated manually, but
with like
their
arrows
ultimate
revealing and shit.
Yeah, and their ultimate can possibly just reveal everything in a specific range.
Maybe that's their enhanced fire aspect too, is like gives them puts glowing. That could work.
We're thinking how the crafted enchantments are gonna work is higher enchanted books require better materials.
Yeah. Materials that like correspond to your
yeah.
to the thing. So like obsidian for unbreaking or
like maybe you have
probably
to
just
do
look
like
at
a
like
full
what
square.
Tinker's construct uses for it.
Yeah. So like maybe for unbreaking,
pretty decent amount of sense.
I'm thinking maybe for unbreaking, uses 8 obsidian for unbreaking 3. Like the full square.
Yeah, that's solid.
And maybe you can just go deep slate for unbreaking 1. Oh,
Yeah, well,
but if that's the
we'll
case,
we'll work on it.
if that's the case, if we want them able to craft them, should we make it to where they can't combine them?
Uh,
That is a you thing.
that kind of depends because the main reason you want to combine books is because Minecraft has a hard limit on how many things you can put onto an item with an anvil.
No, I mean like unable to combine enchantments of the same enchantment. Like you can't
Oh, like
combine
they
an
can't
unbreaking
level
one
them
and
up?
broken. Yeah.
Um, hmm, that's tricky. That's real tricky. Uh, I don't know, honestly.
I don't know. We'll think about it in the future. I'll put it under the possible weaknesses. Basically it suggests letting seekers over enchant. Which I think that goes hand in hand with the increased enchanted effects already.
Yeah, I think that would be fine, letting them go a couple levels above what most people could normally do. Yeah. Or giving oh god, giving them ways to apply enchantments onto things that aren't supposed to have that enchantment. It won't really
Yes.
do much half the time, but getting a knockback stick would be funny.
Look at my Luck of the Sea sword. Very useful.
It'd be more useful for stuff like knockback, fire aspect, etc.
Oh god. No, Bucket's going crazy now. You should
I
have said
mentioned the knockback stick as like letting them put not enchantments on things that shouldn't have them.
oh. We got another suggestion. Stormbreaker.
Channeling axe. Oh, if you put channeling on an axe, you get Stormbreaker.
Oh.
Gotcha.
I thought he was suggesting that as a legacy item.
Um, do you think that they would be erudition? Do you think that they would be increase damage to stuff or reduce damage that they deal? Because both ways kind of tap into other elements, but neither are really hard set. Like I think anybody could kind of
Okay,
buff and debuff like that.
say it again.
Would erudition be more interested in increasing the damage something takes or reducing the damage that something deals?
Probably reducing the damage something deals. I can see that as a more erudition is built towards helping the team instead of dealing the damage.
They're the party face. They're the paladin.
Yeah.
They're glowing in weakness. To hostile mobs in some area. Would it have any other effect? I mean, that's pretty solid. If you give it a big radius, that's pretty good.
What are we wanting to make their consumable and tool?
These out of everyone feel like they would be the ones using ritual tomes and like quill pens and shit. Maybe like
Parchment.
like some kind of enchanted ink would be their catalyst piece, and then like some writer kit or book and quill would be how they do it. Maybe that feels right.
Have parchment as their tool and the ink as the consumable.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, so when holding ink in the I'm gonna call it Arial ink. Oh, by the way, we are getting close to 2 hours on stream. Do you want to take a break soon?
Yeah, let's finish this one up and then we can take a quick break.
Or do you want to finish up rumors? We still got about 15 minutes until 2 hours.
Is there anyone left after rumors, or is they the last one we need to do?
No, rumors is the last one.
Okay, then yeah, we can do rumors and then we'll take a break. What should their quick skill be? It needs to do. We wanted it to do something with glowing or with enchantment levels. Yeah.
I was suggesting higher damage when entity is glowing.
So just like they activate it and gain a buff for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Or possibly something along the lines of making objects, making entities that glow, maybe unable to see them as well.
With like giving them blindness or something.
Like making them invisible. Like entities will not.
I feel like that kind of steps on the toes of rumors and enigmata a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
Can we have stuff scale off of how many enchantments they have on?
I think we should, actually. That makes more sense to have that one
I'll
scale
put
with
that down for
enchantments.
now. If we can't do that, if we like don't have the capability of doing that, then
we could single, instead of total enchantments, we could single it out to specific enchantments.
Or like how many enchanted items you're wearing in total or something like that.
It could be that it singles out, like, it looks for a specific enchantment, like, what would fit with glowing?
You'd want it to probably be something that can go on multiple pieces too.
Yeah. But it could look for whatever enchantment we look for, and then look for the level of that enchantment, and then combine all of them, and based off that, it can have the duration.
Yeah. Scale off of enchantments.
Yeah.
Damage bonus to entities with glowing. Duration increases with enchantments worn. Scribes. That one's called Light Makes Right. I don't know if you read that yet.
Yeah.
Scribe's Gift. You can craft enchanted books. Sight Beyond Light. Apply glowing and weakness to hostile mobs within X blocks around you. Yeah. Nice.
That's good. Okay.
That's solid.
Move down to rumors.
Do we have anything else? We got a decent bit there.
Okay, moving down to rumors. We want them to be weaker in the day as well, right?
Yes.
Specifically daylight, not necessarily anything that's purifying light.
Yeah. One of their invisibility effects on them were better in some way. Was it just switched to true invis, or did we have duration increase?
We had true invis, and then we were thinking whenever we get into the momentum portion of them, possibly having speed phasing.
That was one of the augments one that we had.
Yeah.
That's. Can you do dodge chance?
I don't know, but we could definitely try. Put it down. Because I'm going to be trying to at least put a couple of these into the game.
I'm going to put dodge chance ? What else? What's a good strength? I don't remember what all we talked about with them before. Let me scroll up here. What were enigmata? Curses, right. And we wanted boosts to their speeds.
Yeah. And then what else did we want?
Not a huge one though, just some little percent boost.
True invisibility,
Ultra drive,
agility. I'm
and then
thinking
stuff
what
with
we could possibly
curses.
do.
They were more of the like major debuff. Like I think these would be the increase incoming damage one, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking increasing incoming damage for them will
Yeah.
be a good debuff. I
Maybe they
was
work off like blindness or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Um,
blindness actually is a buff for them. When blindness applied, also apply strength.
maybe
That one's a questionable one. I'll put it as question.
passive night vision might be good too.
Yeah, passive night vision definitely.
Yeah. I mean, they live in the cave and they're creatures of the darkness. So like, yeah. What weaknesses do we give them? Put a question mark on that one. That one seems a little weird, wonky.
I want to say for weaknesses, we definitely have light.
Yeah, light's a weakness.
No,
Apart
projectiles
from the
going.
fact that blindness, even at level 1, is like crippling, I'd say give them blindness in certain bright lights.
Higher damage from smite items.
Yeah, we should put that on the Forgotten too.
Okay.
I mean, that's under undead too.
Or is there anything specifically that talks about like ghosts and phantoms?
We had mentioned something with iron on them before.
Oh, right. Can't phase through iron, or maybe can't
I
walk
think
on
even
iron.
just can't use iron weapons.
I'm just gonna
Can't
put
use
can't
iron.
hold any iron.
Yeah, maybe treats iron blocks like magma.
I'm gonna put any pure iron. So maybe they can hold raw iron, but not actual purified iron
Like
ingots.
sealed, maybe. I mean, not being able to use iron tools is kind of sucky.
Yeah, it also takes a little bit of a detour. How do they get diamonds if they can't hold iron? Is this something they're gonna have to trade for in order to get because the villagers are still an option.
Yeah. You could give them better effects with gold tools, maybe. But I don't know.
Okay, so Bucket says,
Yeah.
give it small buff in the darkness.
I think maybe just damage, like some damage effect, better than just can't use. It's damaging.
Yeah. Bucket says give small buff in the darkness, and pure iron could give them a burning effect.
Yeah.
So like even holding iron will give them a burning effect. While being on iron will give them something closer to magma.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be evil.
Slowness could be good, or like cancels out a lot of your buffs. That could work too. We need more we need more downs. I mean, do we? They're not very strong passive strengths currently.
Yeah.
They get better invisibility, maybe some dodge chance, and some minor speed increases, passive night vision. Like that's not a lot, but it's very evocative already.
Yeah.
Just, is it possible to make them immune to phantoms?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I can make it to where certain mobs and ignore them.
I'm gonna write ignored by phantoms. They're meant to be kind of like
yeah, that's what we're mostly going for is that silver iron
a little
thing.
bit.
Yeah.
Oh god. If you want to be real rough, you could give them reduced inventory space.
Yeah, possibly. Oh, Bucket says wolves should
Be
attack on
hostile,
sight.
that's good.
I actually agree with Bucket on this one. Wolves should attack on sight because dogs do have a
Yeah.
tendency, in most popular media, to react to ghosts.
Wolves in general or tamed dogs as well? What do you think?
I think wolves and tame dogs.
Okay. So you'd have to tell them to sit before they start mauling someone to death. That's pretty big too. What else? That's pretty good, honestly.
Maybe I don't know if this counts as a strength or a weakness, but maybe don't scare away ocelots or other cat-like things. Like the
Yes,
ocelots
that
would,
would be a strength.
yeah, like
It's not.
ocelots
That's
would
probably
tend to
just a
stare
good
at them.
flavor thing.
Yeah, mostly a flavor thing.
That's fine to have.
Bucket says if I add that, could I make it to where, if they're sneaking, it's
Sneaking.
active, so we can add that as their
I
alternative.
mean, if they're full invisible, it won't really matter because I don't think things can sense to come attack you if you're invisible. Um,
I mean, we need some way for them to be visible at some point,
I think at
so we can
some
make
point you
them.
mentioned them lighting up redstone lamps at some point. At some point,
Yeah, like an EMP.
or what's the fucking potion effect that wardens apply?
That's darkness, not blindness, but darkness.
That might be good if like they just when they're hanging around
Ooh, Bucket's got
for
something,
too
I think.
long,
What you got, Bucket?
maybe
Ghostly
whisper.
whispers. That sounds like a fucking ability if I've ever heard one.
Yeah,
Thinking.
I think this is a solid starter point for weaknesses and strengths. Certain range that could be an effect. I kind of like that. Give off sound effect every now and again when you're invisible. It doesn't do anything to mobs, but it lets players know when you're nearby.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add that. Kind of like that. I think the quick skill being Hex, some quick debuff they can do is good. Um, what should their ultimate and alternative be? If we can have these scale off curses too, that'd be very cool. Um, hmm.
I'm thinking for the rumors, their
Oh
tool
yeah,
should
we wanted
be
to do. Do we still want to do stuff with curses on them, or like enchantment curses, or do we just want to be curses like negative potion effect curses?
maybe maybe something like unaffected by curses, so they can still take off curse of binding items.
Yeah, that's. I think that's a fine passive. Uh, we'll see if we can do that. If we can, then we'll do that.
I'm thinking for the tool that we use for their specialization, is to be much more. What's the word? Not be physical, metaphysical, like a concept.
What do you mean for
Uh,
like
like
the
something like children's dreams or something like that.
for their ultimate or
No, for their tool, the thing they'll have to
oh
craft to specialize.
a dream catcher could be good.
Yeah.
I think it might even be better instead of torn page, it's a memoir. Like you write some memoir of you experiencing this thing, and that's how you get it. Kind of what we're going for, yeah. The actual idea of actualization is that it requires a ritual of you basically rewriting your own story and having someone else dream you into the form you want to take. It's kind of weird. The rumors are kind of unreal in a strange way.
Not spirit. I don't want to put spirit. Different.
I think even just a different U, capital Y. that feels kind of appropriate. Spectre could be good. Okay. Hex entities around you is good. We'll work off that. We can elaborate what hex means. What should their passive effect be? Their more passive ability.
I'm thinking passive. Passive can be switching between true invis and transparent.
Maybe something with like gaining invisibility when you're in full darkness or something.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Well, no, because we want the invisibility to be able to activate during daylight, so they can still walk in the day, but they have to monitor it.
Like when you're in something dark enough, you gain invisibility that lasts for a little bit once you've left the light, once you've left the darkness.
Or like gaining stacks, so you can activate it.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah, like you gain stacks while in darkness, and you can activate it whenever you want. And you just have to monitor it to make sure it doesn't run out.
Like, or something like the longer you spend in darkness, the higher you can build up a timer for how long you can stay invis.
Yeah, and then just maxing off that timer somewheres.
Yeah, have it activate automatically in bright light or when you're low health or something, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's like a defense mechanism of some sort.
Yeah.
We could call it retreated to the shadows.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, right. We're supposed. I'm thinking any bright light source can also damage them. So if they get into too bright light, even a torch will damage them. Do you think that's still a good idea?
That's a pretty strong one. I would definitely set it to be very high light level, like
you have to be within 3 blocks
or within a couple points. Yeah, okay, that should be okay.
So like light levels, what is it? A torch is 15, 3 blocks out would be what? Light level of 13.
Let me see what the highest light level there is.
It's 15, I think.
0 to 15. So yeah, like 13 or higher. Something like that. Which also means that if you just light your base the fuck up, it's pretty safe.
Yeah. What do you mean by when seen by another player at first, before using the ability? Weird. I need translation. I'm dumb.
Oh, being looked at by people decays charge?
Oh.
Is that what you mean? Or like being looked at by a person triggers the ability and turns you invisible.
Okay, so basically,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like they will know where that you are and know that you are present. Like they're on higher alert.
So, like the charge for this automatic invisibility decays when you're being looked at or when you're in bright light.
I'm gonna have to see if I can. I think that shouldn't be too hard to code it in. The Enderman effect should already be in there, so I should be able to use that. God, that is a lot for a passive.
I've started retyping things.
That's still. I think that's the largest passive we have written so far.
I mean, yeah. Well, actually, hang on. Legion or no, Ravenous is what we made that passive. Backpack Brewery, Midnight Measures. Yeah, it's the longest one we've written so far, but it's on the same level as the rest of them.
Okay.
We could probably simplify it if we need to later.
Is this
Dropping
all
the
we are
being
wanting to do for the
bad.
rumors right now? Or wait, no, we still need to do the ultimate.
We need the ultimate, and we need to elaborate what hex means.
Can I pause for just 1 second? Because I would like to clarify. Don't trust anything on Discord if somebody randomly sends it to you. Because apparently I have just got a thing by being selected randomly amongst the Rust servers. I'm not in a Rust servers. I'm not in any Rust server.
I see.
Bucket's suggesting probably just getting up to the ultimate after the break. Do you think that's gonna help us?
Maybe I want to fix hex here because right now hex doesn't really. There's nothing tied to hex in Minecraft. There's no hex.
We could have it to where it slows them down to being unable to move. Like, slows entities around you to being unable to move. Basically like chains of binding.
That feels like it might be better for the ultimate, like having some kind of terror effect, maybe. What do you think?
We could call it Hell's Dominion for the ultimate. Bucket's suggestion is Hex. When activated, debuff hostile mobs and players around you. I don't know if we want
to do it for players too.
I do want the abilities to be useful against players if players decide to go into a PvP.
The is trying to decide when it's something that's going to happen to. Because if you just make it that your ability debuffs every player, everything around you, you're going to debuff your allies too if you're going in for like a raid or some shit.
Yeah. It could be reason for more communication between players though. The mic, the voice chat, voice chat mod is installed on that mod pack as well.
I suppose too.
So they will have,
or have it be. You could have it be something that checks for if they've done damage to you recently.
Maybe.
Can you do? Does negative resistance cause damage increase, or is there some mod we can have that gives an effect that's increased incoming damage?
Oh, that's a lot of effects to add. Bucket is suggesting slowness, weakness, and something else, maybe even hunger.
I like that, but it does feel like a lot.
I'd like the hunger idea. You know, you're in a cave. It's dark. Maybe even the ghosts start messing with you. Hunger kind of makes a little bit of sense there.
Is there a way to have it randomized between stuff?
I think there's some way to randomize. I did have the cocktail.
We could have a bunch of different effects that it could apply.
Yeah.
But it'd be kind of tricky to tell which one it did. That's the thing.
We can put those in parentheses. That way I know what I'm doing whenever I go to code in some of this stuff.
Should it be a number of effects applied or just a...
I think 2 effects at the most.
Okay, so randomly select 2 from the list. Weakness, slowness, hunger. Oh yeah, I put the 2 in the wrong spot. Do we want them to be able to do direct damage, or are they just debuff stuff?
Possibly even blindness. Blindness could be one of those.
Blindness is good. Should we do anything else?
Mm.
I'm
If I can make,
tempted to do something
I'm
like
tempted to
Wither,
say,
but I don't think we
I'm
want to do
tempted to
direct
say poison, but if it's poison, we have to do a double check to make sure hunger is not on that list.
I do poison, or if we're gonna do, I feel like
I think
hunger,
I'll just go
poison,
for.
or wither should be the like resource drainer. Do you think poison or
I think
wither
wither
is
is
more
too much.
fitting for that?
I think wither is too much.
I mean, they're very similar.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, weakness.
I guess the difference is
weakness,
wither
slowness,
can
and
kill
blindness. None of those can kill you. Poison can't kill you either. It can get you low, but it can't kill.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
And the
Yeah,
only
I think
thing
that's a
that
good list.
only thing that would actually be immune from this would be something that can't take effects, similar to like the machine. So it does mean there is like some entities that can actually survive an effect like that.
I'm tempted to, because these are one of the most directly paralleled between the Seekers and the Rumors. I'm tempted to try to rename them to have similar names between the stuff.
Yeah, I mean we always have the renaming options too. Give it a very small chance to outright kill them.
For the ultimate.
No, we should. The base ability should never be able to just outright kill.
Ultimate could maybe do something like that.
Especially considering how like there's the option for larger loophole, not loopholes, health pools. Otherwise, you're just making the same thing that Abyssius talked about earlier with the 1 in 10 times is an instant kill.
I feel like the ultimate should be Knight something.
Yeah, Abyssius. What was that item called again? By the way, that you're talking about, some sort of dagger.
Baron's Razor.
I don't know. It was a dagger that basically was an instant kill.
Baron's Razor was like a 1 in 100 chance to insta kill in Skyrim.
Yeah, I think it was that one. Except he said it was a 1 in 10. I think. Yeah, it's that one. You know, I'm kind of actually tempted. I don't know if this is proper stream content. I'm kind of tempted to add Bucket as a mod on my stream, just how often he shows up in the chat. He will be in chat even if he's on my stream. Yes, you, Mr. Instigator. Always instigating everybody to be against me.
Shadebind.
Oh, I like Shadebind.
I like that. Because you were mentioning something like chains or binding things to the ground.
Yeah. I was suggesting Hell's Dominion for the name, but I think Shadebind is much better.
Shadebind fits the flavor better. They're not really like hellish.
What do you mean, who's Bucket? Your Bucket.
Lord Bucket. That's a Lord Bucket to you, harlot.
How dare you? Call me a harlot. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. Bucket did. Lord Bucket. Lord Bucket 404.
I don't see anything about harlot.
He projected it into my mind.
My God.
This should do something kind of. I don't know. This should do something and scale off something. I feel like.
I feel like it we could make it to where it amplifies the effects, and could also at that point turn poison to wither. I think
Maybe
that
not resets timers, like sets timers to a certain.
make what a consumable thing.
Oh my god!
I don't know
I
if I
think
want
doing
to
it
do that.
this way, or even just apply wither based on the number of effects currently on the target, instead of just switching poison over. I don't know.
Well, each one of these has higher accounts for them. So there's higher slowness, higher weakness, and higher blindness. Or blindness
Yeah.
can become darkness as well, because that's basically just higher blindness.
Does darkness do anything on mobs?
Darkness, I don't think it does anything specific. It's just a more potent version of blindness. So like blindness, you could still see about like 10 blocks in front of you. With darkness, you can only see like 4 to 5.
Darkness. Vignette suddenly closes in, diminishing their eyesight. Can only see about 14 blocks away. When it wears off, the vignette retreats and the player's vision reverts to normal. Unlike blindness, does not leave a circle of unaffected vision centered on the player. Moreover, luminous objects such as fire can still be seen even when viewed from far away by a player with the effect applied. With darkness, slowly cycles every few seconds between complete darkness and relative visibility where they can see within a distance of roughly 14 blocks. Strength of this pulsing can be adjusted using darkness pulsing or darkness effect strength slider under the accessibility settings. Only at 100%. 0 does not darken, but is restricted to about 14.
That seems more like a playtesting thing, Bucket. So we'll probably get around to testing that out.
Yeah, this is enough to work off of, though.
Yeah.
We can test things out.
So do you want to call break right now?
Yeah, I'm good for that.
Okay. We're gonna call break. We'll be back in. How long you want your break to be? 10, 15?
10, 15 is fine with me.
Yeah, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Feel free to put items in the chat, and I will fill them out whenever I come back. Whatever items y'all want to
Wither acts
add.
slower than poison.
Huh?
Wither acts slower than poison.
Oh, it might be a good effect then. It might be like a drawback because it can actually
Level
properly
1
kill.
takes half a heart per second. Level 2 or huh? Oh no, what? Oh, level 1 takes half a heart every 2 seconds. Level 2 takes a heart every second. It takes a half heart every second. Level 3 does 2 damage every second. 4 is 4 damage a second. 5 is 10 damage a second. 6 plus is 20 damage a second. Jesus. All right, I'm gonna take the break.
Okay. I'll see y'all when we get back.
Bing, 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 bing.
Why did your voice go so deep?
Because I dropped my voice deeper. Bing, 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 bing,
Yes,
bing, bing.
you did it right as I hit the transfer button.
Those just tuning in, I'm being weird because that's who I am. Hi.
Meet my fractal friend. He is nothing but a concept.
If that.
Anyway, welcome to the stream, everybody who's joined while we were gone. I can definitely see there are more viewers, which is not really expected actually, because we are just modding instead of playing regular games. And we are back down to 4. This is what I get for pointing it out.
You have doomed yourself. All right. So what were we? We literally said what we were gonna do, and I've already forgotten.
We're going to be doing the specializations because we can do those a lot quicker. Because
and then for like the last 30-ish minutes or something, we do. Or do you want to just do a lightning round when we're closer to like done with the stuff for?
Yeah, we're basically just gonna pop out a bunch of different side quests we could possibly do. So possibly some different storylines that those side quests will have and stuff like that.
Okay.
Please suggest more items so we have more things to work on at the end of the stream. If you can't think of items, just like lure your friend over here. Piper them. Gotta piper your people.
There are no bad ideas. Well, there are bad ideas, but there are no ideas we will tell you are bad outright.
Typically, the bad ideas come from me anyway.
I can neither confirm nor deny this.
See, my fractal friend doesn't even want to defend me.
Well, I could very much confirm or deny this, but I will not. Yet.
Okay, so we're starting with the specializations. So for the destruction types.
Are we up at machines?
Yes. I'm just adding trade-off in all the way down the list.
Okay. So the destruction ones, they're using a core.
Yeah. So I'm thinking destruction is going to pull from both momentum and from explosives, so we'll get 2 for machines.
Maybe augments knockback for the explosion one. Change the knockback to a like detonation, maybe.
Possibly. Bucket's suggestion is the Echo Lore for the legacy item. Which I really like that name actually.
Yeah. I'll throw that in the legacy items. Oh, you already did. Damn it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Faster than me. That's sprites. Machines.
Okay, up to machines. So I'm thinking for the first destruction type, we'll have momentum. We can make it something similar to an excavator. Whatever.
Like give the momentum of like continuing to break blocks or something increases mining speed.
Yeah. Or harvesting rates or something like that. Not just specifically stone blocks, but possibly also wooden and stuff like that.
Yeah, just breaking blocks with corresponding tool increases mining speed.
We could possibly make the core need for that something similar to possibly like the drill core or harvester core.
Harvester core sounds good. That feels more like something we'd stick in erudition, giving fortune onto their breaking.
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't belong with the excavation. Excavation means they're just trying to get bulk removal of items.
Should we have any improvement of their base like tool capabilities, or should we leave that at iron level?
I feel like it should be upgraded to diamond when using this.
Okay. Should we reduce their weapons to compensate?
Reduce their weapons, and we could possibly change their knockback. Instead of their knockback,
I was gonna say changing the knockback to explosive. That would damage you as well, but does like
it
that
could also be a
basically
launching
change
effect.
their.
I'm thinking launching effect.
Okay.
Like instead of hitting the ground, hitting the ground and causing knockback laterally, I'm thinking the drills could cause the ground to pop up and launch them into the air.
Okay.
Hold up. I'm going to copy the main 3 real quick. Your stuff is going to be moved a little bit.
Okay.
So,
oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm copying the main 3 from the main page. So, Control V. And I'm just going to move all this just a little bit back. So, oh, wait, why did it do that?
Because I broke it.
Hold up, I got this. Don't do anything yet. There. Okay. So I'm thinking for their quick ability, instead of piston powered, we're thinking more along of drill fractured.
Yeah, kind of. Let me think of what. So basically, shifts their knockback to be vertical, applies explosive damage.
This isn't only the momentum, so it won't do the explosives yet. So we
okay.
could like, yeah, it would just give them the 1 extra ability. They'll still be a machine.
So we're just specking into the momentum one here. Yeah. Okay.
So basically, I'm thinking all the specs will just spec into a particular aspect of one of the 6. Instead of just
then maybe just like cooldown reduction based on how many mobs are near you or something, or how many, or when you deal damage.
Wait, explain that more.
So like for your quick one, leave it as the knockback effects, but then as you take or deal damage, it reduces its cooldown so you can use it more often.
Okay, so
damage it does like less knockback, but has a cooldown reduction effect built onto it.
Okay. I still think the vertical could be at least some way to differentiate it from the main version.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that then.
Maybe even causing damage upon landing.
Yeah, that's what the vertical knockback would be. It gives you a second to breathe as it blasts them upwards, and then they fall, take damage, and you can keep going. Their alternative skill would that be the?
I feel like
we just replace storage hull with the mining passive.
We can do compression field. So storage hull now becomes somewhere that can compress items, or hold larger than a stack. But it reduces the items that can fit in your storage hull to only mineable items.
And then red line. How should we change that? What would change?
I feel like instead of the ignite,
we could also just take the damage reduces cooldown off of that first skill and give that to the ultimate and leave the rest the same.
Possibly.
I think that actually sounds good as a momentum thing, because their ultimate is already based on giving them bonuses, based on giving them just enhanced speeds and things. Maybe put a cap on how much it can reduce, but yeah.
We could just have it to where it will add a stack. So, like, for instance, it may take like 5 stacks to activate the quick ability, like, in order to get by the timer, because the timer is going to be a little bit complex to edit. However, we could make it to where the timer adds a stack every minute or so, or every couple of seconds.
Maybe just, like, dealing damage increases the effect.
Yeah.
Or it extends duration. Extends duration. That would probably be easier than reducing cooldown, extending the duration.
Okay. Do we want any trade-offs?
Or the easiest trade-off I can think of would be reduce their damage resistance and increase their speed base.
I also need to add iron.
For mining, and then has the. Do we leave? Okay, so do we want to have? We want the diamond level mining gear. Do we want to reduce their base tool, like unarmed damage base, or
I feel like we should reduce
their... want to leave that at iron?
I feel like no, we can't reduce their attack speed. Attack speed doesn't make sense for momentum. Increase their attack speed, reduce their damage significantly though.
Okay, so increased attack speed, reduced damage. And then the next one I could think of would be giving them reduced damage reduction and increase, or damage resistance and increase move speed.
If we increase move speed, I don't want to increase it too much.
Yeah, I would probably say like 10% on both of them, honest. Just like 10%. Drop it by a level and give them a increase. Basically bring them up to normal move speed, because I think they were slower than normal before, right? Is that one of the things? No, they weren't automatically slower. Okay. I was thinking of them as being slower baseline.
Wait. Helen, are you watching the stream? If you say you're watching the stream, please say so in chat. Because I have no idea what that message is geared towards.
What?
I've been messaged, remove modular warfare. It's ass. Not good enough. I'm not sure if that's referring to modern warfare, or if that's referring to something we've done on the stream.
We haven't called anything modular warfare, so I don't think it's from this.
I don't know either. Oh, but I am being messaged. Give me a sec.
Okay.
SRP pack.
Someone's fucking blasting music. I can hear it. The goddamn bass line on that bitch.
Okay, I think pretty good. I think this is just a random message from Helen.
Okay. I think this is pretty solid looking.
Okay.
Knockback goes up, so it gives them more damage source, and that gives them more damage sources too. Automatically compress stuff or give them a higher thing. Extending the duration of the red line. Yeah, I kind of like this.
Okay, I'm going to add an offshoot for another destruction item. So I'm just going to copy all of this over, and then delete all the stuff.
Do we want 2 for each?
Not necessarily, but if it looks like we can make two for a specific race, like for instance, it's not verified that everything will have two different destruction things. We may want something that only bases stuff on momentum. Sprites when it makes sense to have a volatile side, regardless.
Some of them will. I think we should try to have the same number of like specs for all of them.
Same number
If
of
that
specs,
means
but
one of
not the
each,
same
or
specs.
one of each, and then they have two in one or two of them, or whatever.
Yeah. I'm thinking Implosion Core. How does that sound?
I was thinking Devastator Core. Both work. Do you think Demolition is an appropriate title for what this would be?
Yeah, okay, definitely random message. You said Devastation?
Devastator.
Devastator, yeah. I can see Devastator Core. We want to change Piston Powered from a... I think we want to change Piston Powered from a melee based AoE to a ranged explosive.
Okay. I kind of like if it stayed melee based, because that plays into the risk reward thing we had before, where you're gonna be blasting shit, but you're gonna be in range of the blasting.
But here's the thing: their machines, they don't get that risk reward thing.
Well, that can be part of the trade off. Is it reduces their blast resistance, so they take more damage from explosions.
We could make it, and we could play that into their ultimate though.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the quick can be ranged, and the ultimate
Hydraulic
is melee.
Hellfire is great.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. So replaces with piston powered with hydraulic Hellfire.
Okay, if we're gonna give them new names, I'm gonna start thinking of what we want to call the new quick.
Yeah, I mean, we can always rename them later, but this is mostly just so we know exactly what they get replaced with.
I think if we're gonna we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We just need to know what we're talking about when we're writing these. Do we want full explosive or more fire stuff? It kind of depends.
I'm thinking like a little hand grenade, basically. Like throwable dynamite.
That might be good for their alternative. Like you can put TNT in there, and then activating you can stash TNT, and then
we can turn storage hole into your explosive reservoir.
Yeah.
Tinker's Boomstick is Bucket's suggestion for the name.
I feel like that would work good as quick ability. It gives them the explosive. They can just fucking launch TNT and other explosive they load into the storage.
Maybe. So okay, storage hole now becomes your ammo stash. Maybe not even storing actual blocks of TNT. Maybe just gunpowder.
Maybe. I feel like there's a couple of different things we could put in there that it can launch out, like TNT, gunpowder, fire charges, things like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking gunpowder and fire charges are the only
blaze rods.
I don't know about
launch it like a fucking railgun.
I'm thinking if we start adding multiple, we're gonna have to start adding multiple different types of projectiles, and that may be hard to code in.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we do.
Again, always can play test.
Yeah. If you want to come up with a different name for the storage when it comes to the ammo cache, call it the cache of Cataclysm or some shit.
Should we call it a railgun?
No, because that has different implications. If
It,
you want to keep with the risk reward thing, you could have it uh hydraulic hellfire or no, I think we build that into the ammo stash. If you just
yeah.
make piston power like it's some explosive, or maybe we make that the ranged, and then it's just their passive melee consumes stuff from the ammo stash to generate explosions.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Because I think that we should have ranged and melee options for both. Like for all species, basically.
Yeah.
Even the Voidborn, who basically thrive off that risk reward factor. I think they should still get some uh possible ranged options. They definitely don't have access to a bow, so it's limited.
I think a crossbow would be fun to let them use though, and that fits the medieval flair.
Yeah, maybe. Well, okay, the reason I had taken the bow out and put that as a weakness is because things from the end can't be hit with arrows anyway for the most part.
True.
So it could be like, aversion to arrows. Also, welcome to the welcome to the stream, not the server. Server's not up yet.
Yeah.
We're still working on the mod pack for that. If you would like, you can leave an item that you want to be added into the mod pack at some point. Oh, shut up, Bucket. I'm stupid.
She admits it.
Oh, shut up. I already admitted it. Multiple times. On stream.
What should we call the... This one doesn't have as much going for it. Like, the momentum makes a lot of sense. There's easy ways to build into that. That you just want to keep going with whatever you've got. That's easy to do. Explosive is very
Burnout.
blunt. Like, there's not a real way to add that as an augment.
We can add the ultimate as burnout.
Maybe?
So possibly burn all of your fuel to release a area of effect damage.
Maybe, but if we do that, then the ammo stash kind of is just ultimate fuel, and that's all you're going to want to use it for.
Well, no, because we could just make it to where does it work as fuel. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We have whatever different type of fuel we're having for the Devastator core, the demolition type machine, and we just make it to where it burns through all the fuel that you have currently equipped. It's like basically running through your entire hunger bar.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the fuel in the ammo stash.
No. Like runs through your entire hunger bar, basically, your fuel. And
Gotcha.
it makes you unable to move right after using it, so you have to refuel yourself. It adds that risk reward we're talking about, where you have this huge burst of energy, but now you also have the fact that you won't be able to move until you refuel.
Maybe augment red line so it just basically doesn't stop until you run out of fuel.
Maybe.
And then have something happen when you do run out as a penalty. So like you have to keep on top of it and turn it off before you run out, or you like fucking explode or something.
I mean, there's already a penalty to running out of fuel, which is just you can't move until refueled. So it plays on an already existing aspect of the machines. We could make it to where it also takes a slight bit of their armor as well. So they also need to repair.
Like just the form has less armor, or the ultimate?
We can make it to where the ultimate takes some of that health. So they need to repair themselves as well. Because like we could think of it as like burnout is something that these things are not supposed to naturally do, but they have learned how to do it.
Maybe.
I mean, again,
honestly, overall, this one just feels weaker than like not weaker in terms of power, but just weaker in terms of making sense or being justified.
I still think we can
I
make
think
it
it
work.
I think it might be better to just have the idea of these ones and just get one solid one for each and then come back.
Yeah. I mean, we write
Once
down
we
the main
because
ideas.
once
Yeah,
we use explosive or volatility or something in something else, we'll know how we want to represent that in the game
yeah. I mean, all we
versus
had,
trying to define it
yeah, like for these,
right
we're
now.
only just trying to get the base idea down. That's all we're really trying to do for this.
Honestly, I don't have any ideas for this though.
I'm going to go ahead and put burnout replaces
Okay.
redline.
Growth. That could be good, having it be something very powerful that debuffs you when it's off cooldown.
Okay, growth, I'm thinking something like a medical robot of some sort. Heartlink could be the name of
I like that.
the thing. It could be the overgrown core.
I don't feel like overgrowth or overgrown it gives a sense of things being medical or medicinal. That sounds like something that's been abandoned and is falling apart.
Yeah, that's probably more of collapse then.
Mm-hmm. I mean that.
I'm just putting it
Forge
down.
core is
We
good.
can change it.
Forge core is good. That's actually a really good one. Forge. I mean, growth is about buffs and stuff, right? Having this be a more kind of Smith oriented or themed robot would be good too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the equivalent of a doctor in robot shit.
Yeah. We can make let me go ahead and get the abilities again.
Okay. It should play on something like heat as a curative kind of thing. I feel like. Is it possible to make fire damage healing?
We can make the trade-off be it requires more fuel, or fuel increases the productivity of its effects.
Maybe damage like armor reduces as fuel decreases. Maybe kind of the idea that they are fueled by they're using the metal that makes them up to power these abilities. I think that's pretty good.
So armor increases, that's fuel increases. I'm thinking possibly their attacks become more bludgeoning instead.
Maybe.
So remove all piercing attacks.
Something with blunt force and maybe like attack steal. Actually, I think that would probably go towards the other attack steal. The knockback is reduced or even removed completely, but it reduces armor, like it's an armor strip or something.
Okay, or, so attacking takes armor.
Yeah, like removes armor from the target, basically, is what I mean.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like attacking someone directly takes your own
like
armor.
This kind of like the heat of a forge weakening enemies kind of thing. Um, maybe something. One of their abilities could maybe like restore health to you and allies when something takes damage from burn you put on it.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah,
Yeah. The enemy. What else? You should. Basically, it's just been making fun of me all week anyway. You know that weird voice I do from time to time? Uh, Basically, it's just making fun of me because as soon as I did that, he turned to me and it went the fucking emu thing from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Okay, so like completely remove storage hole.
I think this would be something that'd be fine to remove storage from.
Got it.
Again, we'd have to make sure there's some either plenty of warning before this happens if it's going to end up deleting items that they don't take out or something like that.
Yeah.
I think there should be some. This is kind of passive, but it still is toggleable. So there should be some reason you wouldn't always want it on, like reduces your armor and then does that.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe canonically it could be like some sort
I
of
think
like some sort of door
the
opens on the
idea,
back and hooks up to your team to restore their
or the
health.
idea that like you're using the heat of things around you to siphon off the metal that makes you up and patch up things around you.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Let's see, they're quick. What's an alternative we can do for piston powered?
Maybe just have it set things on fire.
We could do it to where it's a less effective version of piston power.
Majorly reduced knockback applies fire. Maybe.
It could be. We could call it
What I originally meant was that the piston power would have reduced knockback and strip armor.
Yeah.
Was what I meant. Instead of not just like passively them dealing damage removes armor, but the attack their quick attack would strip armor with reduced knockback or no.
Are you
knockback.
still wanting to keep the armor increases or no?
No, I think that's fine. And I meant like the armor decreases as the fuel gets lower. I guess it works both. It can work both ways.
Yeah.
Their armor is decreased when low and increased when high.
I just put armor and fuel are linked. That's all. I'll just put that.
Probably a threshold. Probably work off a threshold instead of just a scalar. Like if it's above this, you get a buff. If it's below this, you get a nerf. And if it's between them, you get nothing.
Bucket says it could apply fire aspect to mobs and do smelting to ores and such. I'm gonna say no on the smelting.
Base Redline kind of has that giving you fire aspect thing.
I'm thinking maybe fault line as a alternative. Yeah, fault line as an alternative to redline.
What does it do?
I'm thinking something along the lines of spews lava or lava particles.
This one would be kind of more like a fire breath thing that we had before, right?
Yeah.
That we mentioned. I think that's fine for this one. Invoking the image of a forge and using some kind of heat wave or something, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it would be better to call it something more like around a forge or heat or something than just fault line, because they're not really tectonic themed. Fucking heat treat. Actually, that's what we should call Reforge. Fucking heat treatment. I like that
Yeah.
better.
And it sort of helps invoke that stronger like stronger enemy like stronger allies.
Yeah. Um.
If we're thinking about it, I maybe we can call it crap. What's the thing where you puff up the fire?
Bellows.
Huh?
A bellows.
Yeah. Oh, the thing the Bellis does. We could have it to where it increases fire damage though. Instead, like increase and consume fuel to increase fire damage. And then we could have the quick.
Maybe.
We could have the quick to where it deals the fire damage.
Should it be increases damage that's done by the fire, or maybe like increases damage you and allies deal to stuff that's on fire? Is that something we can do?
I can test. We like I said, we're just ballparking it for right now until I get to the actual coding.
Yeah. Should this stay active until you run out of fuel?
I'm going to say yes. No, maybe not stay active, but either stay active for like 30 seconds or until run out of fuel, whichever one comes first.
Okay.
Because like bellows require constant pumping in order to keep the like
We should probably give it a pretty decent duration, so fuel running out would be a decent possibility.
yeah.
If possible, we could add fires will not be extinguished in your area while active.
Oh, yes, I am. Let's do it for that.
I like the idea that this is a character that basically turns on a bunch of passives and then just tries to not die. I kind of like the idea of reduces armor. You've got your armor being drained, your fuel being drained, but you've also got an inflow of health, and you just need to keep things on fire and keep living.
I've got an idea for one of the trade-offs. Please tell me what you think about this. I think they should do less damage the more they attack with their fist. And we could put that up.
Kind of like the opposite of moment. Like the more attacks I think that's fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking because
the
like
main reason
they would be
attacking would be to apply fire effects. Honestly, so they're not the fact that their initial damage strike would scale down wouldn't be a huge deal, but it is important. With repeated strikes. Yeah. And how do we augment the main thing? I feel like there should. Do we want to just do the armor strip effect, or do we want to have some? I feel like that doesn't fit now that we've done this. It should synergize a little more.
Maybe we haven't added an ability for quench.
To like turn fire off.
Maybe. Well, they get quenched in oil, half the time. So it's not that it turns the fire off; it's that it makes the fire more potent.
Well, I mean, when you quench something in oil, you are suffocating it, so it can't catch on fire and it dissipates heat.
Have you ever removed a sword while heat treating it from oil? That thing is like fucking hot.
It's still hot, but it's not glowing red as much. I've done heat like treatment of swords and shit.
Yeah, but usually it's on fire unless you're using water instead.
Yeah, because the fire only happens when you remove it and return it to oxygen. The actual quenching of it in oil is done to dissipate heat and allow it to harden the exterior rapidly so that the stuff binds harder. It's weird. It's physics. It's chemistry. We could do something with them like extinguishing fire to replenish fuel as their attack, as their quick, maybe?
Maybe.
Call it external combustion.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Or oh no.
Hello, new viewer. How are you today? Eternal combustion? Or is that supposed to be... Oh, no, I was asking, like, if that's
I
supposed to
put
be...
eternal. I don't know. I think I like external better. External combustion engine is better than eternal because it doesn't evoke the same. Eternal makes it seem like it can never run out, and it can very much run out.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 notifications from Netflix that says Fairchild is now available. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I don't care.
What is
I like
Fairchild?
this. Or The Child or some shit. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't really.
Buckets is just exothermal combustion.
Maybe. I kind of like external combustion engine because that leans on the understanding of internal combustion engines and shit, you know? I don't know. That's a name that can change. I think heat treatment and sacred bellows are. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Is it endothermy that requires heat?
Endothermy means it takes in, exothermy means it gives off. So yeah, requiring heat would be endo.
Maybe endothermic absorption or something?
Maybe.
I mean, that's kind of redundant though. Endothermic something. What do you think?
You know what? We could just do this really simple. We can just do like external fuel.
Yes.
Or we can go decently simple. We're not
just as a placeholder. I feel like it needs to evoke some kind of fantasy, but just external fuel is fine for now. And that tells us what we're trying to do with it. Heat treatment and sacred bellows, I think, is pretty good though.
Okay. We can go ahead and move on to the next one then.
Collapse. Honestly, Devastator Core probably fits better for Collapse as a name. What was Collapse all about? It was
Collapse is about decay and all.
It had
decay,
undead,
death, and
vampire,
all that.
commanding hostile mobs. How would that interact with a machine?
Probably something more along the lines of Frankenstein, I guess.
I guess that works. Like expending rotten flesh to summon zombies.
Maybe
that works.
Maybe instead of overgrown, we could do salvaged or like salvaged
graveyard core.
Yeah.
Undertaker core. No.
Tesla core.
Mortician core.
Oh yes.
Maybe just like morbid and the role is mortician.
Yeah, we could possibly also make it to where these
morbid
powers
core.
We could probably make it to where these powers are probably more electrical based.
Yeah.
Since we're basing it off the fantasy of Frankenstein. So I'm thinking probably a charge up ability.
Obituary core.
Oh, yes. Yes, I like that one. Okay, before we do anything, I'm going to go ahead and copy this. so I don't end up posting the same thing from the Devastator portion.
Thanatoic could also be good, like Thanatos.
Not a huge fan of that one.
No. What did I say before? It was
Mortician, Morbid, Obituary.
Obituary Core. I like Obituary because that also has a sense of kind of crafting behind it.
Yeah. So maybe a charge up ability and an ability based off of testicoils.
Maybe. I feel like this is one we could use the storage as like a fuel source for. Um, uh, I kind of like the idea of like pulling from the Forgotten themselves, having an active ability to conjure and create zombies or something. Um, Instead of the more passive where they have to take the Forgotten have to like take damage. They have to activate it and take damage to summon allies. I feel like these maybe could do it on like they could choose to do it. Maybe I don't know.
We could probably call it the Augmented Dead.
Yeah, that might be a good ultimate. Honestly, focus the other two around lightning or things like that.
Possibly one of them could be the alternative. You could possibly charge up its ability. So possibly sucking in any electrical sources or signals like redstone.
Yeah, I could do that. We can do that.
And I'm thinking,
Like maybe have that be like overclock puts redstone in your stuff, which is consumed by your other abilities to enhance them.
yeah, and maybe its main quick ability can be Tesla Strike.
Yeah, I like that.
Still ranged. So we got a nice balance of ranged and melee. And different ranged options if we decide to get rid of a couple. We can make it mid-range instead of far range too, since electricity does have a tendency to fall off over time.
Yeah.
Oh, we are almost to the last 30 minutes of the stream.
Oh yeah, we are. Okay, should we finish this one up and then go to the
finish this
the
one
items?
up? If you have any more items, name them now, or they won't get included with the end of the stream.
We can have these consume amounts of if there's enough redstone in the storage, it'll take that out and do a bigger effect. Maybe.
Maybe. We can have it to where charge up is based on how many stacks instead of, like a capacitor.
You and stacks.
I'm sorry. Stacks are good. Okay, but I do know of one person that has ideas.
I like the idea of sticking redstone in the storage here, and then it can consume the redstone because that gives you a hard ability to tell exactly what you've got left in the tank.
Abyssius, it's your time to sign. Any and all items you want listed must go down now. I don't know when the next time we'll have one of these streams is. I'm gonna put limited range.
Something like that. Like it consumes redstone you put in your overclock storage to do some extra effect. Numbers can be played with.
Yeah, we could also make it to where it takes the redstone slowly instead of all at once.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, this is it would consume that when you activate it, basically. And then maybe the ultimate summons dead. and then eats redstone to give them armor or enchanted stuff or something.
Can we just call it It's Alive, please?
Yes.
Oh my god, I love that description.
Maybe it calls another. Maybe it just gives it like potion effects or enchanted gear or something. But I like it. I like that. Calling forth like a big zombie or a spider jockey or something, like calls forth some random strong but normal mob and gives it some juice.
Yeah.
I like that idea. And that also distinguishes it from the Forgotten, who call forth like a legion of things when they get hurt. This guy is like, I have crafted this specifically for this occasion. Rise, Carl,
I feel like 9 it's
creature.
I feel like 9 redstone is like a really good deal for that, and I don't like it. I feel
We
like
can
it
play
should be
with
higher.
numbers.
Okay.
I went for just enough to make a block of redstone. We can play with it because I know redstone is rather plentiful.
Yeah.
I'll replace this with an X just so we know that's a play that we test different values. Because it depends on how strong we make the thing too.
Yeah.
You could also, if you want to be weird, you could have their abilities have no cooldown and just consume redstone instead. Maybe that could be an interesting thing to try. But
I don't want to be weird.
Well, that's the whole point, is for them to be weird.
But I don't want to be weird. I want to be Simmy.
If you want to be strange, how about that? I also like the idea. This also kind of leans into the collapse as like a decay of what should be.
Yeah.
Like this is a mad scientist. This is someone breaking laws of what should be. This is a machine on the fritz doing things maybe that it was instructed to do in a way that it wasn't. This is if they were told to make ice cream and they discovered that human baby fat works just as well.
Oh god damn! It's the fucking AI thing. Oh, the AI will consume anything that it's not told not to consume.
Make paper clips.
The most efficient way to make a paperclip is destroying all of humanity. Which honestly, I don't disagree with that one, to be fair.
Eventually, all matter will become paperclip.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and start doing the legacy items for this stream.
Yes.
Okay. So, Wabbajack.
Wap-a-whack.
That thing. We want to make that an event special item, right? Something that not every player can get their hands on, unless they're like, really early into the game or something.
Make that like an April Fool's Day event or something.
Maybe. We'll have it as the first April Fool's event. That's what we'll have it as.
Gravity hammer. What would the Wabbajack even do? I mean, random effects. That's what it would do. The easiest thing would be to just have it throw a random splash potion.
Yeah.
But that's the easy way.
I know.
That's the coward's way.
These are going to be customly modded in, so we're not restricted by origins either. It's just restricted by what I could possibly mod.
Yeah.
And considering how this is supposed to be an April Fool's item, we have at the very least, 6 months?
Yeah.
So 6 months for me to play around with mods and try to figure out how to
make. We have N years plus 0.5.
Yeah. Trust him. He's the math crystal.
This is a very simple sequence. It's literally just, we're 6 months out from April, so if it's not ready by April 1st, we add a year.
Anyway. So we can have it as the first April Fool's item. Well, it'll be added with the actual mod pack itself, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the first April Fool's item. Let's say...
I mean, using random potion effects does also kind of synergize with a couple of the classes. Meh.
We could say the storyline is based around a crazy old man outside one of the towns.
Could be a crazy old man. Yeah, just a crazy old guy. That works. We can mess with that later once we have more story details set down if we want to add him in at all.
How do people spell kook?
Cooky? Or Coo? Yeah, kook.
No.
Cook.
That's just cook.
Maybe it's Coock?
That just looks wrong.
No, that's just cock with an extra O.
No! No, you can't do that. You can't say that.
K-O-O-K. What? K-O-O-K. Yeah.
Okay. Storyline's based around crazy old kook. Do we want this to apply to other players or to themselves?
I think you could just have it like on one do a random splash potion and on the other do a random drunk potion. Like if you right click it throws a splash, if you shift right click it does the on you. Yeah.
That's fair.
Or you could just have it do the splash potion and they could just throw it at their feet.
Okay, say gravity hammer. That's not gonna be locked to a special event.
No, that's something that could just be.
I'm thinking.
I mean, high knockback.
I'm thinking apply slow falling. So like can apply slow falling and allows you to hit enemies while they're in the air.
Maybe like apply slow falling to you.
Apply slow falling. Like basically, think of it as like a bat. Like you can wind it up like a bat, hit an enemy, and they get knocked back and slow falling. So it basically sort of decreases the amount you can use it as a melee weapon. It's more of a weapon for its gimmick.
Yes. That could work.
Applies knockback and slow falling. We can have the storyline based around probably experiments around the worlds. Trying to figure out why the worlds are what they are.
What? Sorry, I spaced for a second.
I'm thinking this could be a storyline based around trying to figure out why the worlds are the way they are.
Maybe.
So like this would be a Act 2 capped story. So like you have to be at least Act 2 in order to access this side quest.
Yeah.
Head of Vecna or Herobrine? Do we think we can make that balanced? I know exactly what he's referring to.
Yeah, I do as well. I've used it. It's not as strong as you think it is.
I'm sorry, the head of Vecna?
The hand of Vecna.
He's not saying the hand.
Yeah, because it's not the hand. The two relics are the hand and the eye of Vecna. Neither of
Yes.
which are all that busted on their own, but together let you cast Wish. You probably said head because it is similar in phrasing.
No.
It's similarly spelt, and you can just have a player head.
No. This is a specific reference to something we've talked about.
Okay.
The head of Vecna was used in a like a 2-team D&D campaign to trick them to cutting off someone's head.
I see.
It was a useless relic.
In that case, you could put that into a fucking April Fool's as well, where if you put it on, you just die.
We can make that second April Fool's.
Yeah, if you put it on, you die. It's like the ring of Moon and Star in other Elder Scrolls games other than fucking Oblivion. It just kills you because you're not the Nerevar.
I want to see if I can. I'm gonna put the description as it gives strength, it gives like speed and all that, and have it to where it actually applies all of the negative.
Gives you blindness, wither, or gives you like blindness and reduced max health or something.
So like description is positive, effects are negative.
Maybe.
Oh, Bucket's doing all of his stuff now. Hold up, let me go ahead and add Bucket stuff. We've only got 20 more minutes to work on these. So Madman's Mace. Dullahan's Hide. So that could probably be like Cloak. And Sphinx's Claw. Golden Fork and Knife. Do you want to say similar to Midas Touch?
I would have just made it like a Omni tool, probably.
I want to say an item that can. It takes durability, but can turn food into their golden variants.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Well, no, because we can't really have them take durability because they are unique items. They can only be got once.
Like drains XP or something to do it.
Possibly.
That'd be funny. Just makes them shimmer like they're enchanted.
Oh, that's good actually. What about gold variants when crafted with an item?
That works.
And uses up XP. Okay, the Echo Lure. You said you were wanting that to lure mobs?
Draw mobs away, I think.
Yeah. Maybe like some sort of range thing, like similar to like a snowball, how it can lure the warden away. So I'm thinking like some sort of like electromagnetic gun.
Oh, making Mirage's
Oh,
ability, like making a body double, basically.
that might be a bit harder to code in.
I mean, that could. Eh.
That's just the decoy spell, actually. Now that I think of it, that's the decoy spell.
Yeah, basically just like you throw it and it puts a decoy down or something. That's fine. I think that's
Is
fine.
this revenge for the fact that I keep doing that at your base? Long story short, I almost broke Meme's computer because of how many decoys I spawned in.
Yeah, you fucking put like 19 on my base and I had to fucking evict him with an axe.
It was funny as hell, okay? Oh, actually, have you heard about that? I'll talk about it later off stream. But there's been some recent controversy about the server.
Oh.
We'll talk about it on the way to go get my medicine.
Okay.
Yes, I am medicated. Don't worry, I
For
talked
all the wrong things. She takes heroin. We gotta go meet the drug dealer.
No! No! I don't take heroin. Stop it, Beckett. No, I am taking estradiol. And possibly progesterone in a couple of weeks. Don't worry, my doctors never warned me about the risk. Shrimp is good. Shrimp is good.
I like the way
Aren't you
it makes my
supposed to
mouth
be bribing
tingle.
me? Aren't you? It tastes itchy, okay? It tastes itchy.
That means you're allergic, you dumb bitch.
Fuck you. I can be allergic and still like the taste of itchy.
Yeah, I know. I'm lactose intolerant and I will consume an entire cheesecake.
Yeah, yes, I'm quite aware that estradiol sounds like a Pokemon.
Estradiol.
Isn't that like that's the female version of the crocodile one from Gen 2. Totodile.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Totodile.
You got estradiol, you got testosterone. One's feminine, one's a gym bro.
That was a good joke. That was a good joke, and you should have laughed.
Wait, what did you say?
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Totodile.
Oh, god damn it. You suck, you know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else? Are we just doing decoy for Echo Lure?
I mean, I think that's a good enough place to start. We can tweak it around a little bit. Honestly, you could have that. You could just add that to. You could have that be added to the archaeology loot pool. Like, there's just a chance of uncovering that instead of a pot piece or
maybe
whatever.
I do want these to be something that all players can get, and only once though.
Yeah.
So I don't know if adding it to the loot pool is the best idea. Shut up, Bucket. I'm gonna drink my purper.
I'm not calling that. Please.
I like calling it my purper. Okay. So, decoy, how would you get the Echo Lure? I'm feeling something in Embrundis. A quest in Embrundis.
Yeah, definitely something in Embrundis. Bard energy is rising.
What the hell does that mean?
That sounds like a fucked up 5e astrology table. It's fucking, the Bard is rising. Oh god, no. The Bard is not rising.
No!
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
No, no. I will kill both of you. I will come find both of you and slap y'all in the head.
Bing, 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 bong.
Okay,
Goo, all right. What? What the fuck do you mean, goo,
no
all
idea.
right?
No idea.
Maybe something with, like, hunting a warden, maybe? For the Echo Lore?
Maybe? It's gonna be something that we have to spawn in manually, too.
Yeah.
The Madman's Mace. I'm thinking...
And
probably
make it apply instant healing on hit.
I'm thinking Animager.
I think it'd be very funny if it's a melee weapon that gives, like, instant healing or regeneration on hit. Like, it does a shitload of damage, but then it does healing afterwards, so it's either one shot or nothing.
Oh, so like a weapon that can only like has an incredibly like long attack time.
Yeah, that works too. Obscenely high damage, but like takes a full 3 seconds to wind up. You just gotta hope you don't miss it.
Well, you want to say full heal?
I meant like it heals the. What I meant was it does a lot of damage, but if you hit the after a few seconds after hitting the target, it heals the target back for that damage.
Oh.
So basically, like temporary damage. But I also kind of like the idea that if you.
Okay.
Or it could be the Boston Basher from fucking TF2, where if you hit, it does a lot of damage if you hit, but if you miss, it does damage to you.
Yes, I love that.
The fucking Boston Basher.
Weird. Do the voice.
Fuck. I'm running circles around you. Birds fly, dogs bark, and brother, I hurt people.
I've needed to have Weird on stream for so long just so he could do that.
Nice.
He is the first person I'm going to go to if I need voice acting for this mod pack.
Yeah, I can do kind of whatever you need me to do. We'll work on it. It'll be alright. What if... Fuck, I don't know. Right. Well... What are we gonna do?
Do you want it to where it deals all damage that you would have done to yourself, or just a portion of it?
Probably a portion. I don't think Boston Basher does the same damage. Let me check. I just know the Boston Basher was a mistake of an item.
But see, I can see this being
created. That's why.
I can see this being an Animager item because of how hostile that world is.
Yeah. On hit, bleed for 5 seconds. On miss, hit yourself, idiot.
Dullahan Hide. What do you think we want to go with that?
I don't even really remember what a Dullahan is.
Dullahans are the ones that have no head, like the Headless Horseman and all that. They can't cross water. Honestly, it'd make for a good species regardless.
Reduces duration of negative potion effects, maybe. Oh, that's interesting. Like some kind of pocket horse or some shit. Yeah, Boston Basher does half self damage.
Um,
Fucking Rex.
do we also want it to where you can hide with Dualahan hide?
I feel like that's too on the nose. It's called hide and it lets you hide.
No. Like, it's not because it's called Dualahan hide, but because it would act like a cloak. Maybe it like lets you blend in. I can see it being like something that lets you blend in with the environment. Like it will do a scan. It will see if like sheep or something are around you, and it will transform you into a sheep.
Oh god, are you talking about the fucking Mary Louise?
Huh?
Vicious. Are you talking about the fucking Mary Louise in Wales? They
No,
go around and you have to give it a rap battle, or you have to let it raid your fridge and pantry.
no. I feel like it's a mob hit thing. Oh,
Oh, a hobby horse?
wait. There's a name for those things.
Yeah, the hobby horse. A hobby horse.
Make it a
I know
close.
this because one of my players in D&D had a mace that looked like that, and he called it the hobby horse. And then when it got upgraded, it was the hobbyer horse, and then it was the hobbyist horse.
Where do we want the Dualahan hide to be found? What storyline do we want?
That might work for Celius.
Okay, last one's gotta be quick because I gotta really use the restroom, and then we're gonna have to leave in a couple minutes anyway for my medicine.
Yeah. I mean, let's honestly just finish the Sphinx's Claw and then we'll call it. Sphinxes are known for puzzles, knowledge. My God, magic iced coffee.
Already adding it.
Just a repeatable speed potion. Back to the shadows you go. You've been banished.
Okay. I'm gonna leave you to captivate stream. I really have to use the restroom.
Okay. Sphinx's Claw is tied. Sphinxes are tied to knowledge, puzzles, guarding things. What would a claw for a Sphinx be? Let's think. Let's stop and think. Just the fucking Dora theme music, whatever. I don't know. Okay. Do Dora. Fuck you. Bingo, bango, bongo. Don't wanna leave the Congo. What'd this fucking do? The easy thing would be have scaling damage based off of like a word. XP. That was what I was going to suggest. We kind of already have an XP thing with.
Okay, I'm back. Also, I got an idea. Instead of doing damage, I don't think the Sphinx's Claw should do damage at all. Instead, it should swipe away at enchantments.
What do you mean?
I think for every hit, there is a random chance of removing an enchantment from your gear. Like, not removing, like, removing one level. Like, one at a time. Maybe make it like a 10% chance.
I hate that so much.
Me, or what was said in chat?
The idea of having an item that can strip enchantments off of things. Like, that's fine when you're fighting AI entities or whatever. But stripping enchantments off of someone's gear is fucking nightmare fuel, because they will very quickly run out of the ability to have enchantments on that. Deactivating them or something would be fine,
I
but
mean,
if you continuously strip enchantments from armor, eventually
okay.
you just have to make a new fucking set of armor.
Here is my what should we call it?
Dealing or like dealing.
Wait. Okay,
Yeah,
here is my word in it. If someone is going against the player, it is all their choice. They are fully aware that anything they are wearing or using is at risk.
you mentioned having keep inventory, so it would actually mean that nothing is at risk usually,
Yes,
aside from breaking.
but if items like this are like exist, they should be fully aware that their items and stuff are at risk.
I just don't like that.
Okay.
That feels evil, like objectively evil and wrong. I don't know.
Well,
Interacting with XP or enchantments, I think, is fine. Or siphoning XP might be good. Like hits granting XP or stealing it from players.
yeah,
I think that's better.
That's probably that could work. I don't feel like they should like it should increase it in damage or speed though. This is something that should rely more on its I was aware I was heading back to this shadow. A candle that lights up the entire room no matter the size. Here's the problem with that. We have to make it a lower light level. We have to make it lower light level, or else it will all like automatically kill the rumors, regardless.
Yeah. I mean, that's something we could do. Have it like set things to light level 12 or something. Like it, because it just needs to be bright enough to prevent. It needs to not be light level 0, and then mobs can't spawn.
I mean, mobs won't be spawning, or at least, you know, in boss areas. But mobs won't be spawning, regardless.
I mean, I think that would be more for, yeah, like building.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So like, I mean, I feel like these
I
are
mean,
gonna
the
be
same effect
happy
could be
items.
accomplished with like one of the mega torches that just prevents mob spawning in the area. It is showing a little bit, but not in like a bad way. There's ways to do that. There's items that exist already. Speed 5 is a lot.
Magic iced coffee.
Okay. Infinite speed 5. Okay.
We could just put a cooldown on the thing though.
Pearlescence. Yeah, you're right. Mobs would happen, but you like there are items in normal mods that we could add that just prevent mob spawning within large radiuses. And you could build in full darkness with those.
Wait, you can reply to people on Twitter? Or not Twitter. What? I'm dumb. You can reply to people on Twitch?
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that. Lord. Shut up, I'm dumb.
You are like I have ADHD and sometimes you're more oblivious than me.
Shut up.
Fight me. I'll throw a rock at your head.
Oh, I've been mentioned.
It's about 6, and we've got these items done now. We should probably move towards wrapping it up.
Okay. Quick. Before we leave stream, can stream expect you back? Do y'all like my fractal friend or no?
I'm funnier than you. Of course they like me.
Why are you the same energy as Bucket?
Maybe you just bring out that energy in people.
Jesus Christ.
Well, since you're not allowed to vote, you're biased.
Anyway, yes. Hopefully we get to do another one of these streams with Wyrd, and probably by then we'll have some origins created and we'll actually be doing playtesting instead.
All right, oh.
Anyway, I think that's it.
We got a lot done today.
Yeah, we actually really did.
That was awesome. Cool.
Anyway, y'all have a good day. We're gonna get going.
Ciao.